That's me again. That's you guys.
We're streaming.
We're live.
We are live. I did my best there.
And we are live here too
And
on TikTok.
We're all alive. And we're live there too. Dang, dude, we're live all over the place.
Yeah, I'm putting a point over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are you copying me?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I can go live online.
We all gonna try on Thursday. That's interesting. No, we're just here doing Kaleb House live stream. There's an actual like telethon going on over at the Refuge Medical channel.
Yeah, guys, if you're tuning in, thanks so much for coming in today. Yesterday, you already know what's going on, but if not, I'm gonna give you the brief. How's the sound? If you can hear me, give me a 5x5 in the chat. Let me know that it doesn't sound like absolute garbage. If it does sound like garbage, maybe throw a garbage emoji, but you wouldn't have heard me say that. So, psych, joke's on you. What we're doing today, guys, is we're taking all of Refuge Medical and we are weaponizing it for good. The whole Refuge team is continuing to focus on Kaleb House. Kaleb House is a non-for-profit organization that is building a restoration facility for victims of child sex trafficking. And so what we're doing is we're raising money and awareness for Kaleb House today. Kaleb House has a super donor that is matching $10 donations for 20,000 different donors, right? And the reason they're doing this is they want to create an army of prayer warriors for the Father, right? Praying for the people who work for Kaleb House as well as the children who are inside of the facility of Kaleb House being restored, right? And so if you haven't donated yet, here's what you need to do. You need to go to www.kalebhouse.org, right? You need to donate 10 bucks. Okay, that $10 is going to be matched by the super donor, right? So it turns into a $20 donation, which is awesome. Then in the dedication line, you can go ahead and put live stream, and that's going to enter you in to win a bunch of different stuff that we've got to give away today. We've got first aid.
They can hear you.
Oh, okay. We got first aid kits. We've got camo BDUs. We've got
Keep getting louder
Vortex.
and louder and louder and louder and louder and louder.
sorry,
I'm sitting right here,
Four
dude.
Jocko.
it's just I project.
Yeah.
So we've got the camo BDUs, we've got optics, we've got paintball guns, we've got TQ holders, we've got a bunch of different stuff right here that we're giving away on the live stream for you guys. All you got to do is donate at kalebhouse.org, dedication line, put live stream. Now it's got to be a unique donation, right? So if you've already donated, what you've got to do is you got to reach out to a new person, right? So maybe reach out to your friends, text your homies, email your cat. All of these are good options. Or go through your contacts list and truly see who you would be willing to send this to in your contacts, right? If you're not willing to send information about an organization who's fighting sex trafficking to somebody in your contacts list, I recommend you delete them because, like, why are you talking to that person? I've got questions for you, dog. But, you know, I digress. So yesterday we had, I think, over 60 different people win stuff on the live stream. We gave away first aid kits. We gave away a huge rucksack. We gave away paintball guns, condition 1 cases. And so TJ, Bear Independent, has brought in a bunch of stuff. We'll let him tell you a little bit about it. Just kind of handing you random stuff here.
Oh, that's a Vortex 3 to 18 with a quick detach mount that was on an AR-10 that was set up for some long-range shooting. Obviously, it's got the sunshade as well. And then it got replaced with a 6 to 24. So, yeah, this is a 6 to 18. It's graduated in MOA. So if you're into MOA or you don't care, it's a great scope either way. It's, I don't know. It was like $600.
Dude, that's
how many years ago? So it's at $1,000 in
now.
Joe Biden dollars. So, but yeah, and it comes with the mount. So I'll be completely honest with you. I don't understand how this giveaway works. I just know Bob said, "Hey, we need stuff for the giveaway," and I was like, "Cool. Let me walk around in the barn for 14 seconds." So, got this right here, and this rode atop one of my personal AR-10s.
Yeah, that's a bad mamma jamma. So if you guys want to win this optic, what you do is you go to kalebhouse.org right now. You donate $10. In the dedication line, you put live stream. That enters you in to win this optic. We got a $600 Vortex Optic that's going out with the sunshade.
So,
Where's the other mic?
there's one here. There's one here. Bada boom, bada boom. There's a microphone and a microphone. Even better. Perfect. The next bear item.
Oh, so this is an Ontario knife company, RTAC 2, that is mine. Well, was mine. It's now yours. This thing has seen lots of hard use.
So that's been bushcrafted by Bear.
Yeah, if you've been around the channel for a while, you've seen this knife on camera, and yeah, it was just time. I saw it sitting on top of a bench in the barn, and I was like, you know what, Kaleb House is cooler than my need for this knife.
Dude.
So, and this is not a machete. This is a 1/4 inch thick steel, and it's for like bushcrafting, shelter making, short sword for if you find yourself in chaotic end times and there's non-human reptilians that need to be thrust through.
Dude, so sick.
If you're on a plane and that MFer right there is not real,
It's not real.
this will work for you. So, Ontario RTAC 2.
Yeah, that's super dope.
That was mine personally. I've had that since before I had a YouTube channel.
I believe you.
Yeah.
This thing, yeah. So it's got some use there. How long have you had a YouTube channel?
I've had a YouTube channel, what, 6, maybe 7 years?
Yeah. So it's at least 7 years.
It's about a
old.
decade old.
Yeah. No big deal.
A little bit of surface rust, but you know, you need to sharpen it anyway.
We've also got a Multicam black SOB, as well as a bunch of other stuff, guys. We got other first aid kits.
That Multicam black SOB is literally impossible to get though.
Yeah, you cannot get that.
I found that in the barn.
Yesterday we found one black Multicam adventure kit, just the bag itself, right? And somehow it like lasted. I think we kept it in case like something went wrong with the bag, because we've only ever run black Multicam for Black Friday. And so somebody won the Black Multicam Adventure Kit too yesterday, and they were freaking pumped. So all you got to do, guys, go to kalebhouse.org, donate $10 in the dedication line. Go ahead and put live stream. If you know of people that haven't donated yet or don't know about Kaleb House, we are charging you with a commission right now. We are telling you, go and spread the good news. There's an organization that is focusing on victims of child sex trafficking in the United States. Guys, we all saw The Sound of Freedom. It was a very impactful movie, but the thing is that organization is focused predominantly in South America, right? We need organizations that are focused here in the U.S. That's why Refuge is rallying behind the organization that is Kaleb House, because it is a worthy cause. The whole idea behind Kaleb House is forsake not the widow and the orphan, right? And there's a deeper level of that scripture that we don't often talk about. It's forsake not the widow and the orphan. If you do, yep, I will come against your house, I will make your wife a widow, and I will make your children orphans.
Yep.
So it's actually a promise from Elohim that if we forsake his children that need help, that need covering, that need stewardship, he will ensure that our family will need that exact same covering and stewardship.
Yeah.
Right?
If you don't pick up the mantle of responsibility, he will remove from you the mantle of responsibility that you already have.
Yep.
And that's a big deal. I remember having a conversation with someone who's on one of our teams, talking about that, and I was like, "Hey, what does your wife feel about? How does your wife feel about involvement with what we're doing here?" And he said that she quoted that to him, and she was like, "I can't be a widow. And I don't want these children to be fatherless, so you need to go do this, because if you don't, Yah will smoke your ass, and then we'll be in the same position that these people you're going to help are."
Yeah.
And it's a big deal.
Yeah, and forsaking, right? It looks like ignoring. Forsaking doesn't mean that everybody needs to be like that dude and go help these kids like that. Not forsaking somebody could be going and handing out flyers, going and petitioning your local churches and congregations to get involved. All of these actions that you can take inside of your community will not only help this organization, Kaleb House, it'll also build up your community and awareness, right? Because we want to create hard targets throughout America. That's something we talked about yesterday, is fortifying our communities against child sex traffickers. We want child sex traffickers to look at that town and go, nah, pass. Not worth it. Too dangerous, right? Mm-hmm. We want strong men with beards and guns. We want capable women with, sound minds and plans of action. All of these things to protect the kids, because there is an absolute war being perpetrated on children right now.
How far has this society fallen that this shit exists at the level that it does in the first place.
Yeah.
We've allowed this to happen. We have, and when I say we, I'm including myself in this statement. We have abdicated the throne of responsibility and allowed the government to be in charge of everything, thinking that they will protect us and provide for us, which is God's job,
Right.
not the government's job. And God will only do it, Yah will only do it if you show up, if you are obedient. And so we've removed God from the situation, made government the God, and we've gotten bullshit instead of provision, protection, and blessing, to the point where now we've got 87 different genders, and we've got grown-ass men dancing in their underwear in the streets, shaking their junk in the face of children. I'm telling you, if I ever see that in person, I will be on the national news.
Yeah.
Right before I get the death penalty for what I do to that asshole. That is completely unacceptable. And now and have you noticed that it's only grown-ass men
Yeah.
dressing like women and shaking their genitalia in front of children? It's because this is not a sexual orientation. It's a mental deficiency. What do you got?
I have scouting in the woods. He said, can we get more tips for being observant? I'm not married yet and I don't have kids, but I've been in places with a girlfriend where we've had to step up because something felt wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first thing. Can you feel it? Do you feel it? Are you obedient to what you feel? Because lots of people can feel it. Lots of people do feel it. They just don't do anything about it. And I think a big part of that is this bullshit herd mentality, where you don't want to seem like the odd man out, right? Like, oh, it's, I don't want to seem weird. I don't want to be the only one that's like on the plane going, that MFer right there is not real. It's like, joke's on you. No, he's not. So being obedient to that conviction, when you feel it, acting on it. And a big part of that too is surrounding yourself with other people that feel that and act on it, so that you're not operating alone, whether that's your girlfriend or your brothers, your friends, whatever. Another thing too is having area familiarity, so you can establish a baseline as to what does normalcy look like, because once you know what normalcy looks like, then you can identify outliers much more quickly. Where I live, there's not a whole lot of vehicles that come driving down the county road. We know all the vehicles that belong to all the people around us. So when we see a vehicle that's not us, everybody keys on it. Everybody, because we have a baseline for normalcy. And so it's part of what makes going out into the world for some people in some locations with some jobs really challenging, is I don't have a baseline for normalcy at the mall or in Baghdad or wherever, right? So area familiarity is a big thing. It also alleviates, at least for me, a lot of anxiety. Is like, I have an idea of where I am. I have an idea of what I'm doing. I know how to get back out of this place again. Like, I got to go to a place, a few days from here. I've map recon that area so much. Like, I know the ins and outs, the choke points. I know the names of the roads. I know not all of them, but a lot. Who owns this land right here? That belongs to XYZ, right? And so that gives me a higher level of confidence, and it gives me a baseline to work from, that if something looks weird, it's not just I feel that it's weird, I know that it actually is weird. It is an outlier, so now I can do something about it.
Right. I would say also have hard conversations with the people that you care about. So you said, like, you have a girlfriend. Obviously, she's kind of in tune with it too, if you guys have been in challenging positions before. If you have family, like sisters, brothers with kids, if you have cousins, anything like that, reach out to them and have hard conversations. Situational awareness, emergency plans, code words is a big thing. If you do key up on that that feeling, that vibe of like, man, something ain't right, have a code word with the people you care about and be like, lasagna sauce, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, something bad is happening, get in the car right now, trust him. Also, be bold. Like, have a spirit of boldness. 2 Timothy 1:7, the spirit of Elohim gave you not one of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And so if you have that sound mind, right, you know something's going on, and you love the people around you, and you don't have fear, tell people, hey, that guy's acting super weird.
Yep.
Go up to him, hey, bro, you're acting super weird. Why? Right? Why would you not? Right? Because if they're not acting super weird, say, hey, man, I'm sorry. I've been paying attention to child sex trafficking, and I'm all keyed up. My bad for assuming that of you. And if they go, oh, you know what? That's understandable. Then cool. And if they go, I can't believe you did that. Screw them. Who cares? They're not empathetic to a cause that is affecting a ton of people. And majority of humans, I think, would be empathetic.
Who gives a shit how they feel about it anyway? Why do you, some random guy who's acting weird, now you're simping for his validation?
That's a good word,
Who gives a shit if
Right.
he, like, oh my gosh, how dare you? You offended me. Good.
Yep.
You're lucky all I did was offend you.
Yeah, dude, stop acting weird.
No shit.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's part of why, it's part of how people end up not necessarily becoming a victimizer, but people are weird. People do weird shit, and nobody ever said, hey, dude, that's weird, don't do that.
Right.
Right? Until they reach an age where, like, all they are is weird, and nobody's ever given them any corrective input. So, like, you know, then as a young adult or an adult, they're, like, offended when you correct their behavior. Look at all these blue-haired liberals at the colleges. You know, there's 87 genders, and I want to shit in a litter box. And he's like, nope, all that shit's make-believe. Well, I feel that nobody cares how you feel. The world doesn't care how you feel, right? Trust the science. Okay, cool. There's an outie part and an innie part. That's it. If your gender requires surgery, it's not a gender.
Yeah, dude.
Okay?
That's a real thing.
So all that, like, I'm offended by that.
If modification is necessary,
Yeah.
like, it's probably not OEM.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're offended by that. What are you going to do about it? Because, and see, and this is the thing. The world, I think, to a certain extent, was more ruthless when I was a kid, but because it was more ruthless, people were better.
Yeah.
Like, there were still scumbags, there was still bad shit happening, but not at the scale that there is now, because men have forgotten what their role in life is, and they've allowed themselves to be castrated by Big Daddy government and the empowerment of women who, by the way, resent the fact that they have to work 40, 60, 80 hours a week and cook you dinner and take care of all the kids
Yeah.
because your pussy ass won't get off the couch and go do what a man is supposed to do.
Dude, and it goes, this is a societal thing.
Water. Shut up, TikTok.
We actually got a good question in there I was going to ask.
Okay.
Keep going.
Listen, TikTok, it's not that we hate you, the individual. We hate the spy software that exists inside of the program, okay? That's all. That's all. And if you're on TikTok right now and you're watching and you don't like pedos, we're a fan of you. Just so you know, you should keep watching the show. You're a cool guy.
That's
Or
what
gal.
somebody said they just stumbled into the live stream and they're against trafficking and they want to know how we're going to stop it. They
Dude,
don't know what we're
absolutely.
doing.
So we are Refuge Medical. We are a medical first aid kit company, and right now we are donating our time to an organization called Kaleb House. The whole company is shut down and is only focusing on Kaleb House. We got people out in the street. We got people here. We got people everywhere doing stuff for KH. And what Kaleb House is, it's a restoration facility that's being built for juvenile victims of child sex trafficking, right? And so what that facility is going to do is it's going to give a home and a location and a safe space to where those kids can be restored and nurtured and taken care of and heal without a timeline. Because a lot of times what happens is kids are kicked into the state care or kicked into certain organizations' care, and they put a timeline on it. Say, hey, you got a year, you got 12, 18 months, or whatever it is. This program is what you've got, and then you have to move on, whether that's going into the foster care system or whatever it may be. Well, that's really challenging. Like, you know, I've heard it said, TJ says it the best, is how do you tell a 2-year-old you only got 12 months? When that 2-year-old has just, you know, been hurt. And so, you know, it's just us constantly learning what way, you know, we can best help them and make that impact. And there is no set timeline. So that's the great thing about Kaleb House, is it allows people to, you know, heal in their respective time. So right now, Refuge is sharing the good message because Kaleb House has a super donor that's matching every $10 donation right now. That's a unique donation. The reason they're doing that is they want to create an army of prayer warriors, right? An army of people that are praying for Kaleb House and for the people who are working there. What you can do to support this, to help this mission, to do the things, is you can go ahead and go to kalebhouse.org, right? Donate $10, okay? In the dedication line, you can put live stream. That will enter you in to win some of the dope ass merch and swag and stuff we got over here because we want to bless those who bless others. That's all. The Lord loves those who give with a joyful heart. We delight in that as well. Do we not delight in what the Lord delights in? Of course we do, right? And so that's what we're doing today. We're supporting Kaleb House. If you haven't heard about Kaleb House, it's an amazing organization that is really doing the work for kids here in the U.S., right?
If you haven't heard about Kaleb House, the reason for that is because we don't make fucking movies. We go out and do shit. Oops, I said the quiet part out loud.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, hey, I'm back. You did great, though. Good
Thank
job
you.
talking.
Thanks,
A
bro.
couple of things. One of the guys that donated yesterday went out and tried to get printing done by a shop.
Wow.
They didn't do it. But he ended up running into a ministry that was next door, and they prayed with him and asked if they could have a flyer,
Wow.
which is super cool.
Awesome.
That's super
And then
powerful.
Scouting in the Woods just wanted to know if he donated again, will that be considered unique? How does he go about
No,
that?
it's not a unique donor.
Yeah, it's inside of this 3-day period. So Scouting in the Woods, best thing to do right now is use the money that you would donate to go and evangelize, right? So find the homies, go to your neighbor, go to your town. If you're like, man, I really want to help, I really want to get involved, go walk around. Hey man, can I give you $10 to donate to this cause so that it gets matched, right? What you got, Lauren?
This is a super question, and he said, this is from Elijah DeMello, he was on yesterday. I don't know if you can answer this for OPSEC purposes, but could you tell us the average cost per person per month so we can grasp how expensive it is?
Yep, I can. I can't give you the exact pricing, but our operational costs exceed for victim services staff and for support staff and for the every want and or the every need and most of the wants for the children that Kaleb House has in its care. Because I don't know if y'all know this, we already have children in our care. Our operational expenses, OPEX, exceed $30,000 per month.
Wow.
You can break that down to it's approximately $2,000 per month per kid. Praise Yah, we just had a bunch graduate. Had like a dozen people be restored to the point that they came out of our care, spread their wings and flew, and that's awesome. And so it varies because when you go from 24 kids in your care to a dozen kids in your care, well, OPEX is still kind of the same, right? And so if you take 30,000 divided by 24, or it's at $1,200 a kid.
Yeah.
Right? But then you take 30,000 and divide it by a dozen, now we're at 2,500. So, and the thing is, when you make, as an organization, when you make a commitment to the individuals who are performing the aftercare, who are part of the restoration team, it's not on a case-by-case basis, right? And so when they join the family, when they come on board, we have to make sure that we're compensating them in such a way that their livelihood isn't dependent upon, hey, let's go do another rescue.
Right.
Right, they're either in or they're out. And so our OPEX on victim services and restoration operational expenses stays approximately the same. It's right about $30,000, a little over $30,000 a month.
And do you guys have a bunch of people like donating time too with that, or is that like?
We have some volunteers on the victim services side. The problem with that is the amount of vetting that is required to get in the door on victim services in the first place isn't conducive to volunteering.
That makes sense.
It's not a part-time gig. Victim services and aftercare is not a part-time gig.
Yeah.
And having passing relationships with the kiddos doesn't help them. They need stability and consistency. They need reassurance. They don't think about why we have them in the first place. How do you think they feel about seeing one more random face today? Not good. So they need consistency.
Yeah.
And it takes time to build trust. And if you lose trust, it takes even longer to restore trust. And so it's not a revolving door on the victim services side. Also on the action arms side, when we go do what we do, there's a lot of people that are like, Bear, I'd love to get into stack with you. I'd love to join up. It doesn't work that way. You can't send me an email and say, I was a Delta CAG Marine Space Recon door seal, and I wanna come get in the stack with you. all right, like, even if you're the best of the best, and praise Yah, we know the best of the best. Even if you're the best of the best, if we haven't trained together, I don't know what you're going to do versus what I'm going to do in this particular scenario.
That'd be true.
And so it's not, you can't just walk on the field and play a pickup game with this. It takes time. It takes reps and sets. It's very relational. You know, it's dumb shit people ask all the time about, like, communication protocols for preppers and SHTF. Dude, you should have that shit figured out already. Who are you going to be talking to? Why are you pressing the radio in the middle of doing something?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and so, long answer to your short question. Our OPEX, operational expenses, are just over $30,000 a month. And we have a bunch of people who have signed up for recurring monthly support. And that helps us a lot when people sign up for recurring monthly support, because that's something that we can budget against. Because we could see who is committed to give each month, and then that we're either going to make or break our numbers, which reinforces or informs rather, how do we need to fundraise, who do we need to go solicit from. You know, it's a cash flow issue at that point.
Yeah.
And then shit breaks all the time. Like one of our Kaleb House vehicles is no more, because shit breaks all the time, right? So
What day is it? It's broken.
yeah. So what was your OPEX last month? 30,000. What about this month? Oh, well, we got to buy another vehicle. So
60,000.
yeah, go ahead and double that.
Yeah. Guys, if you're just coming in right now, what we're doing is we're raising money for Kaleb House, right? Kaleb House is a non-for-profit organization that focuses on the restoration and recovery of victims of child sex trafficking. They're building a home site facility where kids from the U.S. can go and be restored that have been harmed and trafficked. So you can go to kalebhouse.org. You can donate $10. That $10 will be matched. The super donor is matching up to $10 right now. They're not matching above. You can still give more if you want. If that's what the Spirit's leading you to do, give how the Spirit tells you to give. If the Spirit's like, don't give to this, then do not give to this.
Yep.
Please, God, do not give to us if you're not supposed to. Give to who you're supposed to give to. But if you put in the dedication live stream, that enters you into win a bunch of different merch that we got. So we're going to start doing our first round here. We're going to do a bunch of giveaways here. We'll go lightning fast. So we got Ty on standby to handle the logistics. We got Britt. She knows our winners. And go ahead, give me first one, Britt.
Ashley Spears.
Ashley Spears.
Ashley Spears.
Ashley Spears.
How's Brittany doing anyway? She doing all right? She's been a little crazy.
We had somebody getting worried that you were sharing pricing stuff because he doesn't want anybody to track your bank account. I guarantee you we are not giving you like exact numbers. The OPSEC is very careful.
If you find my bank account, either we're going to have a high velocity conversation or you're going to end up working for me. One or the other.
All right. What was your name?
Ashley Spears.
Ashley Spears.
You're getting a set of BDUs. These are full field dress BDUs in M81 Woodland, also known as Yaz Camo. This is the Bad Mama Jamma, and also a cigar box, because why not?
Yep.
There you go. Boom.
And if you're like, but I don't need BDUs, first of all, you're wrong. Second of all, good clothing for you to do like your painting the house, feeding the animals, going for a hike in, that like use it as a smock.
Will Clark, if you're having problems with the website, just give it a minute. We broke the internet for a minute yesterday, so some of the payments or the donations were not going through. Just give it a minute, try again.
Yeah, guys, shout out to everybody on there. We've had another 150 different unique donors come in.
Donator.
There's just a donut there, and he's eating it. I'm sorry. So
150.
that's what popped into my head. So, guys, that's awesome. All of those donations are getting matched. Britt, let's get another one.
I got Melanie Marvin.
Melanie Marvin, you are the winner
Melanie Marvin. Hey, babe.
of a red arc kit right here.
You mean the advanced rip-away kit from refugemedical.com?
Yeah, shout out to Refuge Medical. I believe that this was in a box sitting somewhere gathering dust, and Fo was like, hey, man. I was like, cool, man. Bless somebody. Hopefully they use it to save a life.
That's a badass kit.
Dude, that's a badass kit.
Nope, tight.
I'm sorry, I almost went the other way.
Yeah,
again.
no more couch today.
I'm sorry. I put all the orders there yesterday. It ruined everything.
You put in the name down with the kit.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have papers.
Melanie
on the
Martin.
kids.
Ashley Spears.
We're
We
your
got a system.
we're your team for a reason, you know.
Ashley.
I know you guys are awesome.
All right.
I know you know her.
Yeah, I know her. She's awesome.
Send it.
I have Matt Fisher.
Matt
Fisher.
Those two things.
on.
Well, I guess on a bad day they could go together.
Someone said, this is the best garage sale ever. Everything is $10 for the best garage ever.
That's a great idea because I could go. Guys, there is so much shit in my barn.
Brother-in-law.
There's.
Oh, really?
I'm not even joking. I think that might be my brother-in-law.
Did you need the
Matt
gas
Fisher,
can?
you win a burn tech. Burn tech
Okay.
dressing. Right here, my guy. You got a 4x4
You know
burn
where it
dressing.
is?
Yeah, okay.
You're welcome
Send
to
it.
grab it.
I'll go
Bob,
all the way
someone
out.
said this is the best garage sale ever. Everything is $10 for the best garage.
Everything is $10.
It's in the same bin where my electrical tools are. It's the big DeWalt hammer
James
drill.
Graham.
James Graham.
James Graham.
You got, because it's coming back, we wanted to, hop on the bandwagon. The pandemic blend from Disaster Coffee. Round 2, what are you going to do? This coffee will get you through,
What? Oh
I
wow.
know.
Branding.
This was more than once yesterday. We got like a whole lyrical thing going on.
All right, next.
There's a lot of shit left on that cart.
I know.
And of like varying degrees. It's
Yes.
almost like let's make a deal,
Yeah.
right? It's like you get $10. You want behind what's behind door number 1, number 2, number 3? Do you want to trade for this other thing?
Right,
'Cause
yeah,
it's
it
like,
really is.
some of that shit's like, I want to give you $10 for that. Some of that other shit is like, that's only $10.
Yeah, dude, there's a $600 optic behind you.
Yeah, it's pretty
All right,
awesome.
Next,
Paul Darby. Thank you, Paul Darby.
we got
James Wade.
Thank you.
James Wadley. Do not disturb. Baking in progress. Go team. Genesis 9-7. I'll let you do the research.
That's from way back
Back.
in the day. That's an old school Bear Independent thing.
And then you got a hat too. This is a barn smoker hat. This is from Drew Estates. So shout out to Drew Estates for hooking us up with some merch for this. It's awesome. What
One
up?
more.
Yep, do one more.
Tim Hansen.
Tim Hansen. Bop, ba-doo, bop.
Tim.
No Hansen? What the hell?
Phelps had 2 of them.
Why
so
was
they're
that even in the office?
from R4?
What do you? Oh, R4.
I don't know.
Remember that one time?
What's
So-
this shit?
Tim, you're gonna get a actual slingshot for all your slingshot things. If you try to use this with ball bearings, go ahead and do me a favor. Learn how to do it. 'Cause
Wear
I'm not-
eye protection.
Wear eye protection, and please, God, have a first aid kit with you. It's very easy to find. I'm sure that there's a company nearby that could help you with such things.
Nah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Meh.
All right. So how many was that? Was that 5 or 6?
You're good. That was 5.
That's good. We'll do that. We'll
You're
do
good.
some more here in a minute.
That was
Guys,
6.
if you're wondering how do I get entered into the giveaway, all these items look great. We got a plethora and variety of things. Go ahead, go to kalebhouse.org. Donate $10. That $10 is gonna be matched by a super donor right now, so it's gonna have the effect of 20, right? And in the dedication line, put live stream. That enters you in to win. We want to bless those who bless others, right? And it's just the right thing to do. We're trying to get 20,000 unique donations because we're building a prayer army for the people of Kaleb House right now. Refuge is standing behind this mission, trying to help those people. Bless all the people, by the way, who are putting super chats in the YouTubes. Guys, it really has a huge impact right now if you give that directly to Kaleb House opposed to YouTube. As much as YouTube is a great platform, we don't want to give them any extra money because they already censor us enough. What do you got?
Got a good question on TikTok. Jim's wanting to know, what are the donations going towards?
That's a great question. So they're going towards the building of a restoration facility. Kaleb House is currently building a large-scale facility in which it can house children who have been sexually trafficked. So this is going to the facility itself. So this is going to the walls, the roof, the windows, all of that good stuff, as well as it's going to any of the logistics around that. This is an organization that is an actual 501c3. They have been vetted. They have a team on standby right now to answer any of your in-depth questions or any, maybe curiosities you may have. You can get a hold of Kaleb House because they're definitely making themselves accessible. If you want to go out and canvas for Kaleb House, if you want to go pass out flyers and go do the Lord's work, what you're going to need to do is go to events@kalebhouse.org, okay? Events@kalebhouse.org. We've got some badass admins on standby, ready to send you the PDF, the vector file, the gigamajig, and the whatchamacallit, or whatever you may need to be successful in your marketing. What do you got? Okay, guys, so we just had new numbers come in. We're at 2,400 donors, which is badass. T, if you want to do like another little line on the bubble there. And our amount right now is 150K raised. All praise to the Most High. He is good. He is holy. He is set apart. That money is going towards kids who absolutely need it. They need a safe place to go, and it's our opportunity and responsibility to help them, guys. I know that the weight is heavy. I'm done worrying about the logs and boats. We're gonna carry these kids. That's what my heart is at right now. I gotta pee. So rough.
Somebody pulled the string on his back before he gets back in front of the camera. All right, questions, comments, concerns. What do we got? Oh, it'd be like that, huh? Okay.
I'm typing. Hold on.
I'm fixing the
If you forget to put live stream in the box, you can email admin@refugemedical.com and we will add you to the list.
But don't do that. Don't make a habit out of that, because the back end administrative bullshit of having to do that is aberrant. So try not to forget, please and thank you.
How does it feel to be breaking ground finally?
It feels excellent. Yesterday, the last 2 days for me, Tuesday, Wednesday were really good days for me. Personally, really good days. I actually slept more than 6 hours per night, which is a rarity for me. So that was good, or has become a rarity for me. I got to hear the heartbeat of my 12-week-old child in its mother's womb, which was awesome. We've been doing this, restoration. One of our teams was consulting on, assisting with a thing in another state. That was cool. And I got to break ground with a dozer that one of y'all donated to the cause, the use of, to the cause. And, you know, I've been a lot of things in my life, but one of the things very early on that I've been is an equipment operator. I learned how to run heavy equipment sitting on the lap of my dad growing up. And so it's cool. And there's no cell service at Kaleb House. It's horrendous, which is good. Horrendous service, which is good. There's one place where you can get a bar, but anyway. It's good to be quiet, to be still, sit on the dozer, push dirt, and talk to Yah, and think about my dad, and to be doing something that's meaningful. So that was super cool. We went and we anointed the gates with oil and blew shofars and prayed. And I didn't know that the construction team had gotten the dozer on the property already. So when I saw the dozer, I was like a kid in a candy shop. And I was like, hey, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And 45 minutes later, everybody else smiled and waved as they drove past me while I was still in the dozer. And
Classic. Not surprised.
I've pushed in the pad for the barn and the barn door, fixed up some site roads, took some fence down, put a culvert in, and got the pad for the administrative building about 80% roughed in. I moved about 4,000 yards of dirt yesterday. And that's in under 8 hours of machine time thus far.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I've never done a lot of dozer work, but I would assume it's a shite ton.
it's a significant amount of dirt. Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Especially with a freaking D4. It's not like I had a
Right, 'cause that's
D7,
not a huge,
D8.
yeah,
No.
it's not a huge dozer.
22,000 pound dozer. You know, there's like, you can move it with a 2-ton truck and a gooseneck if you need to.
Right.
So it's not a big dozer, but it is getting the job done.
Brandon, you said, sent the flyer to my sister who is a teacher at a Christian school, my mom who works in the office of a hospital, my dad's employer, for his church family, and influence circle. Pray for one more $10. Praise Yah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Brandon. That is breathtaking, bro. If we could all do that, right? If we could all figure out our moms and dads and where they work, our congregations, right? Send this to your pastor. If your pastor doesn't like this, hey, that's
Yeah.
not a pastor.
Probably time to have a conversation with the pastor.
Probably deeper conversations needed there. I don't know, though. What do I know? I'm just a guy. you know, we're just talking about it. Something I did want to talk about is why is Refuge doing this? Why does it matter to us here? You know, this is the second day that we're sitting here talking to you for hours about these kids, and why does it matter? Well, for us, if you look at our company's mission statement and what we're built on to save lives while in service of the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing, right? And so with that, when we experience that abundance through saving lives, it touches our heart in a new way. Well, this is something right here that has compound effect, right? So a lot of people don't understand this about child predators and the whole program, the system, the way it works is when a child is hurt in that way, if they are left untreated, if they're left unhealed, if they're not working through that trauma and having a program to where they can mend the scarring that's happened, they are highly likely,
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, they are likely to start to propagate that crime when they grow older, right? And so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that happens. And so it compounds because every predator is responsible for over 80 different victims.
82. Statistically, every victimizer is responsible for 82 individual victims. Not crimes, not offenses, 82 victims.
And so for Refuge, we look at that and we say, man, if we can get ahead of this, if we can stop every one that we help stop, that's 82 lives.
You know the average number of articles of CSAM, child sexual exploitation material, that is found, the average when a device is taken? Yes.
I want to say like maybe 50.
30,000 images and videos on average. Some, it's hundreds of thousands, if not millions. And what people don't realize, the depravity here, because we've had people say, well, aren't these, the people who are doing this, aren't these children of God as well? Aren't they deserving of redemption? Yep. Here's the problem. And I know hurt people hurt people. That's why Kaleb House exists, is to break those generational curses. Because I don't want to have to target that kid that we rescued a decade from now. Have to break that cycle so that the victim doesn't become the victimizer, because it's a learned behavior. And what happens is they do it once, and then they do it a second time, and a third time, and a fifth time, and a 10th time. And because of their backstory, they're desensitized to the trauma. So it must get, in order to get the same exhilaration, the same thrill, it's like a coke addict or a meth head. You need more and more and more every time that you do it. And that's why we have toddlers in our care. Because the average age that somebody is exploited at is between 12 and 14 years old. 2/3 are two-thirds are girls, 1/3 are boys. But when you keep pushing that envelope and pushing that envelope, you have to become more and more and more sexually depraved. And the problem, the challenge for me is I know that these people that are doing that are hurting these children, or at one point hurt children themselves.
Yeah.
But I also know that they crossed a line.
Yeah.
They've entered into the age of accountability, and they know what they're doing is wrong, because 9 out of 10 times somebody did it to them too. And they have chosen, implicitly or explicitly chosen, to be part of the problem, not part of the solution. And so that's why Kaleb House exists, so we can break that cycle, put that biblical covering over widows and orphans, and train a child up in the way that they should go so they do not depart from it when they are older, so that I don't have to target those kids a decade from now, so that that kid doesn't hurt 82 more kids. Think about the exponential explosion of this. How do we go from, like, societally, this was barely a problem, if a thing at all. You know, in the 50s and 60s, people might have whispered, you know, Uncle Eddie, he's a little weird at the family reunion.
Yeah.
But it wasn't grown men shaking their cocks at children at gay pride parades. To now it's just acceptable. It's because of the exponentiality of the situation, because each Victimizer is statistically responsible for 82 victims. 82. If you met a woman with 82 notches in her headboard, right, or a man with 82 notches in his headboard, what do you... Right.
You know, somebody said something really quick I want to touch on. They said, I'll supply the rock pile, Hillbilly Homesteader, and we love Hillbilly Homesteader, but I hear this all the time. Rock pile, I'll supply the rock pile, I'll supply the millstone, get the bullets, penicillin with a picture of 9mm. Guys, we're telling you what the cure is. The cure is fixing the kids.
Yep.
It's not bullets. It's not violence. It's not hatred. It's not evil. Do we repay evil for evil? No. Y'all forbid it. It's not a rock pile problem. It's a heart problem. It's a sin problem. It's a repentance problem. We are far from Messiah. We need to pray and petition and talk to people and evangelize and tell them there is evil in the land. The wolves of the bears of Bashan are encircling us. Gird your loins. Gird my loins. That must be a sword, right? That's got to be a sword. No, the sword of the Spirit, bro. The word of Elohim. That's your armor.
What is meekness? He who has a sword but with his hand upon it but keeps it sheathed. Oof. The meek shall inherit the earth, and regardless of what bad doctrinal teaching you got at your Sunday pagan church, meekness doesn't mean be a pussy.
Nope.
Meekness means you have a sword. You know how to use your sword. Your hand is on your sword, but your capacity for violence is balanced with wisdom and discernment. If violence could solve these problems, believe me, we wouldn't have this problem, at least where I live, anymore. You have no idea what it's like to be doing OB, observation, through something like that scope that we're fixing to give away, that's bolted onto an AR-10 loaded with 175 grain Sierra Match Kings, and you know you're dope. You know you're dope, and you're watching this piece of shit through this rifle. And you know I could solve this problem that quick. Talk about meekness. And it'll tear you up. Ask me how I know. It'll tear you up. Because if I could just solve this problem by killing this piece of shit, it'd already be handled. It would already be handled.
Yeah, so let's say that happens, right? Hypothetical, in this hypothetical situation, right? You did that hypothetically. Cool. Now he's in prison.
Yep.
Who's running Kaleb House? Who's talking to you right now?
Yep.
Do you understand that Satan will try to trick you into hatred-filled works so that way you are no longer effective for the kingdom? And I will give you an example. He did it to Kepha. And if Yeshua was not right there, Kepha could have literally dismantled the plan for Elohim. Okay? Kepha draws his sword, cuts off the ear of the Roman guard who is trying to take Yeshua so that he can pay penance for your sins. Kepha was protecting Yeshua. He was getting into the way of the Father's plan for redemption. That right there shows us that sometimes it's not all about the bullets and guns and penicillin and all these things. It's much more about prayer and redemption and recovery, focusing on the love, right? Because Yeshua tells us the greatest of all of these is love. How did he defeat the Pharisees? He gave down his life. That's what this is about. Are you willing to give yourself for others? We're not asking people to stack up. We're not asking people to, give their life savings. Time, thought, prayer. Prayer is free.
Yep.
Spiritually, it will cost you, right? But with all of this in this world, it's free. And what better price to pray than with your time and with your spiritual dedication? Because you're a spiritual being, right? We talk about this all the time. Are we human beings? Are we fleshly beings or spiritual beings? We're spiritual beings inside of flesh, right? Having a fleshly experience. Okay, you're a spiritual being. So you're dedicating time right now spiritually, whether you realize it or not. And so what are you dedicating your time to? Right? How many people on this live stream right now have watched porn today? or will today. Here's a fun fact. I hate sex trafficking. Trafficking's so bad. If you watch porn today, 30% of porn on the internet has been created through sex trafficking. You, my friend, are participating in sex trafficking 30% of the time that you watch pornography.
Yep.
Congratulations, you are with the traffickers. Oh, yeah.
Something super cool is one of our Kaleb House people just messaged me and said one of our graduates just donated. That's so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's so cool. One of the things that totally took me off guard. We were. I've never talked about this on camera before. We were doing an extraction, and we got all the way blown. We got to a safe site, and we got all the way blown, and it was bad. And it was bad. Like, everybody wants to, masturbate about what plate carrier should I get and what rifle should it. Like, it doesn't matter. If you need it, you need it. If you don't, you don't, right? And so we've got carriers on, rifles on, the whole night. It's bad. And we get out of that blown safe site, and we get to another safe site, and about 24 hours pass. Because the people that we're taking these kids from, they're pieces of shit, and they view these children as their product. So go take some kilos of cocaine from the cartel and see how they feel about that.
Yeah,
and the Sinaloa Cartel, there was one piece of shit at the Sinaloa Cartel. This quote pisses me off every time, but it illustrates the point. He said, "Children are the new heroin because I can sell a bag of heroin once, but I can sell a 5-year-old 10 times a day for 10 years before they're used up." Tell me about how much you want to kill pedophiles, right? I don't want to hear it because we live it. And so we take these people from some other people. Our first, we didn't get away clean. We thought we did, but we didn't. Bad trade craft. We fixed it. Huge AAR after the fact. But we get to the second safe site. It's 24 hours later, and tension is still high, right? Because we've just been blown. We're exfilling out of the first safe site in the middle of the night. It's rough. We get to the second safe site. It's 24 hours later, and of the children that we brought out, a bunch of them were like early teenage age. I got 3 of them sitting on a stone retaining wall, sitting there just looking at me. And I'm standing there holding my rifle, just watching. And that's not the situation you want to put kids in, right? They've already had a traumatic experience. The last thing they need to see is a bunch of bearded men holding rifles telling them everything's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Because your words might say everything's fine, but it sure as shit doesn't look fine.
Right.
If it's fine, how come you have body armor and a rifle? What's happening here, right? And so we're trying to just de-escalate the whole situation, get away clean, buy some time, and then move to our final location, safe house. And so I'm standing there, and the 3 of them are just looking at me, kind of like, when a puppy looks at you with its head cocked, just kind of looking at you. And I said, "What's up?" And they had nominated one of the 3 to speak for them. And this kid said to me, "What do I need to do? What career path should I take?" Smart kid. "What career path should I take so when I grow up, I can do this?" And I was hit. I was like, hell if I know. I didn't mean to do this in the first place. I was just called into this. I was like, but that guy over there, he's former military. That guy's former law enforcement. That guy's a paramedic. That guy's an EMT. That guy over there, another cop. That guy over there, he's a sheriff. That guy over there, he's also military. And they're like, yeah, but what about you? And I was like, yeah, what about me? I had none of that shit, right? Like, I'm good with a bulldozer. And I guess decent at hearing the voice of the Most High. And so I got the 3 of them sitting there looking at me. And they said, when we get through this, when we get done with this, we want to do what you do. And then one of them, the oldest one, was all teary-eyed. And they said, yeah, because I've got friends that we need to go back for. Hit.
Dude, what the fuck?
Right. And so,
Like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
yep. And so it's that, right? Like, and I told them, I said, look, I said, first of all, because I'm Mr. Super Practical, I was like, first of all, we got to get through the next 7 days. Okay? Next, we have a lot of talking to do because there's debriefs that take place, there's trauma therapy that takes place, there's evidence collection, there's a whole process. I said, we got a lot of talking to do, and not with me. I'm here to protect you, but there's people that I need you. The way you can help me help you is I need you to talk to these people, right? And then I said, after that, whatever you want to be, if you want to be military, cool, I know military people. I can arrange a conversation. You want to be law enforcement, EMS, fire, you want to fly a fighter jet, or you want to jump out of airplane, whatever you want to do, we know those people. I can set that up. And the three of them, stoic as shit. I said, we want to do this. This is what we want to do. We need you to teach us how to do this.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right. And I told them, I said, you know, I know what happened to you is horrendous, but you can't let that be the thing that defines who you are for the rest of your life. And we're going to help you get through this. And when you do, is there a better person on the face of the earth to do what we do than you three? Because you understand it. You've been through it. You know all the signs and symptoms. You understand all the traumas. You know all the moves to make. And so it's like, talk about a humbling conversation. It was incredible, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm happy to say those kids are doing awesome today.
Know, I want to bring this up because somebody brought it up in the chat. They said, you're going to need, the body armor's not going to work for that type of hit. Tommy Salter said it.
Yep. So
here's the thing, man. That's something that's not talked about enough. Everybody wants to talk about their kit, their body armor, their battle belt, and all that stuff, and how they're going to go fight evil. And that's freaking cool, man, but there's a breastplate of righteousness that exists.
I was just going to say that. If you don't have the armor of Elohim on, fuck your body armor.
Dude, the helmet of salvation, are you covering your mind and your focus and your eyes and your brain and your thoughts with salvation, Yeshua, right?
Bless you, Silver Eagle.
The breastplate of righteousness. Are you focusing on what is right? Are you covering your heart with the truth, the word, right? Are your feet prepared with the gospel of peace? Everywhere that you go, as your feet hit the ground, are you moving with the word and the message that Yeshua brought with it, which is redemption, right? The shield of faith. What is protecting you? Your faith that will distinguish the fiery arrows from the enemy, right? All of these things. The sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Elohim and cuts through flesh. Cuts through flesh. We all want to train and worry about our sub-second draw time on a 15-yard target, but dude, you don't even know the word. And you're getting spiritually beat down every day to the point where you don't need to worry about your plate carrier, bro. I promise the enemy has already put you out of the fight. Right? Because you could be so much more effective in your prayer and in your petition and in your evangelism and in the commission in which Yeshua put on you as a purchased son of Elohim. Because you were bought with a price. And that price had a commission attached to it. Matthew 28:19, go through all the nations making disciples. Right? That involves doing. We talked about it yesterday. It's the first letter of his name.
Yep.
It's the first letter of his name.
Yod.
Yod. Dude. He couldn't have made it any more clearer. Right?
Yeah, you can't write the name of God, and you can't write the name of Messiah without literally drawing an outstretched arm.
Yeah.
It's not possible. What do you got?
Your shirt. Someone wants to know where they can get it.
Absolutely.
Show 'em what's on there.
GrindstoneMinistries.com under swag in the store. There's Kaleb House long sleeves, t-shirts, and hoodies. And the long sleeve and the hoodie say, save the good ones, kill the bad ones, serve the Father on the back.
And it's got Matthew
18:6.
18:6, which is the millstone verse.
Yep.
Those of you who cause the least one of these little ones who believe in me to stray.
It would be better that a millstone was tied around your neck and you were pushed into the sea.
Yeah. And that is directly from the words of Jesus, from Yeshua, Messiah, Yahushua, whatever you want to call the Son of the living Elohim who died for you. He said, if you are hurting kids, it is better that you get cast into the sea with a 50-pound rock attached to you.
Yep.
Yeah, then he gets his hands on you because he's got bad deal. And so somebody else said, what happened? What about eye for an eye, right? These people that are doing this, what about eye for an eye? Are we the judgers? Because don't worry, Elohim will 100% commission people to do his judgment. It happens all the time.
Well, it's a good point because getting back to that OB with an AR-10, what's my job? My job is to rescue and restore these kids. My job is also to produce undeniable intelligence packets that can then be handed over to people who have badges. And, well, which people where? You build a coalition before you start a war, right? So already knowing who your district attorney is, who the judge is, who the prosecutors are, who the local and state and regional law enforcement are that you can work in tandem with so that when you know this piece of shit has undeniably done these atrocities, you can provide that information to the people. I'm not a judge, but I know some, and I can make it obvious to those judges, hey, this is what has taken place here. And then law enforcement, clear chains of custody, et cetera, et cetera. I'm all about making sure that bad shit happens to bad people. I am not authorized by the creator of the universe to press triggers in this fight.
Right.
If that ever changes, we live in a completely different society. But that's not what I do. Do we go into situations where firearms are required? Absolutely. Guys, I don't go take a shit without a Glock on my hip, let alone go fight evil. So,
Ghost fights evil, leaves sword at home. I'd hate to send the wrong message.
right.
Think of the PR.
But, the thing to remember, you bring up the armor of Elohim, it goes on from there. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against nations and principalities and wickedness, spiritual evil in high places. This is a work of the enemy, and I cannot give you the details of what has happened to these children, but I can tell you it is the work of the enemy.
Yep.
And it's an indoctrination process, and it's why it's such a lasting problem, because you're not just dealing with a head issue, you're dealing with a heart issue and corruption of flesh issue, and it is spiritual. It manifests itself as physical, but it is a deeply spiritual issue. And that's part of why at Kaleb House, when we talk about restoration, it's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, educational, and financial, because those are all the problems that these kids have. And if you just take that and think about your own kids in your own house, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, educational, and financial, that's what you should be raising your children up in. They need to understand all of those things. There's Kristen from the Demand Project talked about this concept of wraparound care. And she was the first one that I heard that from. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, educational, and financial. And she's right about that. And I was like, yeah, 100%. I'm on board with that. Make no mistake, we were convicted to build Kaleb House while we were volunteering our time at Bethany House.
Right.
So if it wasn't for them and them stepping out in faith to begin with, we might not be where we are now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that don't know this, but Grindstone did a deployment to Bethany House, because Grindstone is our disaster relief and construction ministry. And Bethany House is a aftercare facility, and they were having issues with the floors in one side of one building. Okay, cool. Dude, ultimate righteous scope creep. We ended up touching everything on that I mean, everything. The waters and the water well, septic, roofs, HVAC, electrical, the flooring, appliances, foundations, fencing, tree removal. We were there for like a month and a half. Yeah, it's actually to date Grindstone's longest deployment.
Really?
It was a series of deployments at Bethany House. We have the most boots on the ground time. Not at Hurricane Michael, not at Ida, not in not in Kentucky, Mayfield, Kentucky, Perryton, Texas, Idabel, Oklahoma. No, it's at Bethany House. And right before the end at Bethany House, I walked out of the house that we were bunking in, and I was walking across, there's a little walkway area. I was walking across there to where the chow hall was at, and I just stopped and I was looking at the sky, because there's a beautiful sky. And the Spirit just crushed me. And I was like, we need more of these. And the Father was like, yeah, we do. You're going to build them. And I said, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I did not sign up for this shit.
I don't know.
That's not what I was talking about. And he said, you are going to build them. I said, okay, hold on. I said, okay. And that was the beginning of the concept of Kaleb House. And so we applied for another 501c3 to build a restoration facility, which is what we are fundraising for today. And that was 2.5 years ago. And in between getting the facility built, obviously, because it's not built yet, and that time 2.5 years ago, the phone started ringing. It was people who needed rescue. And we are incapable of saying no in a situation like that.
I believe that.
So we went, and we went again, and we went again, and we went again. And now we have many people in our care without a dedicated restoration facility to care for them at. And that's how we got to this point here. But I am not capable, and I am surrounded by other people who are not capable of simply sitting still when somebody raises their hand and says, please help me. Can't do it. And so we might have got the cart before the horse as far as this whole restoration thing is concerned, but we're doing restoration now. We're just doing it in a network of safe sites rather than at a dedicated restoration facility.
Right.
So that's the whole point of what we're doing with this restoration fundraiser. What do you got, Lauren?
Sorry, I thought you we're going into I saw you point down. I didn't realize you were still talking. Brandon M over on YouTube was wanting to know. He's got kids, and he wanted to know, would any of the children that are going through the restoration process, basically, would they benefit from a pen pal? They could send it to a neutral PO.
Can't.
Can't. Okay.
Thank you, but can't. Just can't. It's a operational security thing, and I'm not going to get into a situation of steam and flaps where I've got to police every bit of written communication that's going off and on property, because, again, going back to trust, they have to trust us and we have to trust them, but they're also children, and they don't understand, kiddos don't understand sometimes that what they're saying has implications far beyond their grasp.
Right.
We had a great day here. Okay, I just geolocated you.
Yep.
And then Bob came to visit. Okay, cool. Well, now I know where Bob's at. Right, like things like that.
Yeah.
And then we went horse riding. Okay, image intelligence. Where are their horses? Where are stables? Where are all that? So I love the thought, but no.
It's beautiful. Also, I'm sure like some of those kids, and I don't know, but I could see it as a possibility, probably suffer from like Stockholm syndrome and stuff too.
Yeah, Patrick McGuire
Like,
just brought that up.
I see like, that happens with battered women all the time, is like they
Yep.
constantly go back to their abuser. I saw that with my mom growing up. She constantly went back to an abuser, and that's a thing that like it's all they know, and so it's trained into their brain that that's what's acceptable. And so if you bring them even if it is a safe and loving and good environment, there's like a time period where there's like, I'm not getting hurt, something is wrong, right? And they want to go back to wherever they're getting hurt.
Well, and the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And it's also it depends on how old they were when all this started, because what do they know as normalcy? What have they physiologically adapted to? And so there are elements of Stockholm syndrome to it. There's brainwashing no matter what. You don't want to know how many of these kiddos I've dealt with who have been misquoted the word over and over and over again, to the point where I have to stop them while they're talking and say, no, that's not what that means. That's not what that means. Wow. Let me explain to you what that means. And then even then they push back against that because they've been indoctrinated in this their whole life. And so it might give you some context around why I am such a staunch biblical literalist. What does the word say?
Yeah.
Because I've personally dealt with pieces of shit who have weaponized the word in order to justify the abominations that they are doing to children.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't fly.
Holy smokes.
It's bad. It's a whole different, again, we fight not against flesh and blood. It's a whole different thing. But yeah, there's Stockholm syndrome. And the other thing too is what these children have been told love is always has a physical aspect to it. Always. We've had to tell kids, hey, you can't do that. They're like, what? And they're like, you can't have sex with that person. They're like, we're not having sex. And like, no, sit down.
Holy smokes.
That's sex. They're like, what? Yeah. Because they don't know.
It's learned behavior.
It's learned behavior. And that's the thing. And it becomes normalized through repetition over and over and over again, which again gets back to the victim versus victimizer cycle and having to break that cycle. I'll be over in a minute. I'll eat in a minute. Thank you, though.
Yeah, guys, if you're just hopping on, because we're seeing a bunch of people just hop on right now, what we're doing is Refuge is raising money for Kaleb House. Kaleb House is a non-for-profit organization, a 501c3, that is building a restoration facility for victims of child sex trafficking.
You good if I dip for 5 minutes?
Send it, bro. Do your thing. So with that, we're doing a giveaway. I'm about to give away some more stuff here in a second, and we got a ton of awesome junk. It's not junk, actually. Most of it's really dope merch.
Brought in a humidor.
What?
Who's got a humidor brought in?
A humidor?
A humidor?
A humidor. We'll do. And apparently we just got a humidor. Somebody brought one. So if you want to get entered into the live stream or into the giveaway, the best way to do it, go to kalebhouse.org. Go ahead and donate $10. That $10 is going to be matched by a super donor. Kaleb House has a super donor that's matching $10 donations right now for 20,000 different donors. They want 20,000 unique donors. And the reason they're doing that is because we want to create an army of people who are willing and able to pray for Kaleb House, right? Because that prayer is so much needed, not just for the children who have gone through these terrible things, but also for the people who are doing that work. Just like TJ was just talking about, all that really, really challenging, heavy spiritual work, that spiritual load that they're carrying. They need prayer. They need to be lifted up. They need petition for covering, for protection, for love, for peace, for healing for themselves. I mean, I don't know if you guys were listening to him talk right there. That's my friend, and I can hear the pain and hurt and sorrow in his voice from telling those stories. Imagine the other people that need prayer, right? Because I'm sure that he's not the only guy from his stories, right? And so go to kalebhouse.org and donate $10, right? In the dedication line, put live stream. That enters you to into the giveaway. We're giving away $600 optics, humidors, first aid kits, swag, gear, like camo, paintball guns. I mean, dude, it's random stuff. So we're going to do a couple of dope giveaways here in a second. If you've already donated, right, because we're looking for 20,000 unique donations, if you've already donated your $10, thank you. you're a freaking badass. I love you and appreciate you for it. But if you're still wanting to make an impact, here's what you need to do. Look at your contacts list and send this info out to everyone in your contacts list. And if you're like, man, I don't want to send that to that person in my contacts list, go ahead and delete them, because if you're not willing to talk to them about child sex trafficking, you probably shouldn't be talking to them in general. We need to be hanging out with people who are about action right now and about positive forward progress, not who are like lukewarm, because those people need to be vomited out of the mouth. So with that being said, we're going to go and send it on some giveaways. Let's get some names going. If you guys have been entered, here we go. Bow, 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 bow. If you just entered, guys, we're going to be doing giveaways the whole live stream here. So go to kalebhouse.org, donate your $10 in the dedication line, put live stream. Send it, Britt.
Red Scheuer.
Red Scheuer. Bow, 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 bow. Red Scheuer has just won this beautiful humidor, fresh in the case. Let's open it up. Wooka booka bow, right? Look at that thing. That is nice right there. You could definitely keep cigars in a humid environment, or anything else, I guess. You could keep ammo in a humid environment. You shouldn't, but
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this back in this bag, Ty. I did it.
That's what I'm here for.
I did it, internet. Send it.
Sending.
Keenan Finkelstein. Keenan Finkelstein, you win a perfectly good Pelican 1400 case that was in our inventory after we switched to Condition 1 cases. It does have a smash sticker on it. You could probably take it off, no problem.
We have a little PSA too.
A little PSA.
A little PSA here.
You want to tell them?
In the process of shipping out these orders for the donations,
Yeah.
I shipped my e-liquids.
Okay. So I've just been told by my shipping department that one of you lucky people is going to get some vape juice, which is cool because our shipping department accidentally left his vape juice in your shipping container. How that even happened is beyond everyone here. I don't know. I hope you're over 21. If you're not, throw it away. Vape bad, okay?
Redeem to admin at Refuge Medical for 20% off your next order.
Yeah, if you send it back, you heard it here, we'll give you 20% off your next order at Refuge if you send it back. So yeah, Finkelstein, you got the smash case heading your way. There's no medical components in it. It's just the Pelican case. Send it. Next one. Next one.
Luke Haggerty.
Luke Haggerty. Luke Haggerty is going to get a Do Not Disturb Baking in Progress Genesis 9/7 hashtag Go Team. Go ahead, look up the verse. You figure it out. It's a little door hanger for your home, as well as you're going to get a stethoscope. I don't know the quality of this stethoscope. I don't know anything about it. So there you go.
Cool.
If it sucks, it sucks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Congrats.
We're gonna find out.
Did you check the spelling on that?
I didn't.
Spelling of
Next,
what?
send it.
I was gonna move this closer to you.
Thank
so
you.
You didn't have to get up as much.
I appreciate that.
Mark Fawcett.
Mark Fawcett is gonna get a Bear Independent mug and a sticker pack. Bow. With that sticker pack, you get to carry a tourniquet, the mission statement, refuge, prevent pedophilia, map is not MK, and a Jocko Fuel sticker. That's just the stickers that were right in front of me. There you go. Bada boom.
Bada bing.
Send it.
You ready for the next one?
Yep.
Sean Johnson.
Sean Johnson, same thing. We're going to do a sticker pack and a mug. Now, when you drink this coffee, remember, you are beholden to no man. You're only beholden to your creator, all right?
Bob,
Yep.
real quick. Rick Wilson said every time I try to donate, it says processing error. If it's the website, you got to give it a moment. It could be something as simple as your zip code is off or something like that. So email
Events at kalebhouse.org.
and they will help you.
Events at kalebhouse.org. Somebody else just brought it up in the chat on the Bear Independent channel. Said, I have a song that can be used to help with raising money. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but music has no boundaries. I just need an email to send it to. Go ahead and send that to events at kalebhouse.org. They'll take a look at it. They'll talk to you and figure out maybe a practical use for it. That would be freaking awesome. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Send it.
Brian Snow.
Brian Snow. Bow. This is a Hemicon Cheetah Gauze dressing that I had just laying around somewhere. This is a super dope dressing, this ETD. It comes It comes with the emergency trauma dressing, and then inside the ETD is hemostatic impregnated wound packing gauze. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 special here. So that's a super dope product. So yeah, that's just going to you, my guy. Hit me with another one.
Candy sizzle.
Candy sizzle. We're cooking candy. That's right. Candy sizzle. It's for Rizzle. It's the dizzle. You're getting some coffee in a mug. It doesn't fit. I did my best. Here you go. Look at that. Now that. Oh. Now look at it. That's much marketing. Much for market you now time.
Hey, the next giveaway is going to be the sign because we still had one left from yesterday.
Oh, okay. This is an awesome sign. So shout out to Set Apart Woodworks. If you guys aren't tracking on Set Apart Woodworks, it's an amazing company that finds American timber, cuts, molds that timber. They do stain work. They do engraving work. They do CNC work. They're really, really talented. I personally got a shema for my gate from them, as well as I have one of the signs they're raffling off, which is the Joshua scripture. As for me and my house, we will serve Elohim.
So that is Kimberly Dickey.
Kimberly Dickey, you are getting a Set Apart Woodworks handmade sign.
That's Nurse Doc from Rolling Fork.
Dude,
She's badass.
Nurse Doc, you're badass. I don't even know if you're on here right now, but shout out to you. You're from Rolling Fork, I guess.
No, she's not anywhere near Rolling Fork.
You're not from Rolling Fork.
Across the country to volunteer.
That's even cooler. You drove halfway across the country to volunteer, which is super duper dope. All right, next.
Melanie Marvin.
Melanie Marvin, you are gonna get a Ninja Star.
What?
Shout out to Joya Tobacco Company, who sent us a bunch of these Ninja Stars when we were on a grindstone deployment. This is apparently from Nicaragua. Say that 5 times fast. So yeah, I'm not gonna try again. I'm on the internet. Live.
That will be a meme later.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, dude.
It's from the Nigerians. Close
Ready?
enough. Yeah, we'll do one more. One
Okay.
more.
Rick Barber Trucking.
Rick Barber Trucking. Rick Barber Trucking is going to get a Bearfac insert that was sitting inside a first aid kit that we didn't know existed. This bad mamma jamma right here is a certain amount of time old. The world, the world knows. We don't. I will give you a good guess based off of the stack in it. Yep, there are hyphen chest seals in it, so this is aged like fine wine. But I'll tell you right now. Oh, dude, you're still good. You're still good. You got another 3 years. Yeah, you got another 3 years. So, take that. That's a bad mamma jamma. Put it in your truck if you run a trucking company. Take a look at it and maybe apply it to all your other trucks because trucking be dangerous, yo. And you need first aid kits for that stuff. All right, we'll hold off on that. Guys, I still got, if you're wondering what is like getting given away, like here's some of the options here. I'll show you really quick because maybe you don't realize how serious this giveaway is. Look at this. This is a singular canteen cup with no canteen. That's high stakes. So you could win a canteen cup. You could win a $600 Vortex Optic. You could also win a black Multicam SOB. This is like the only black Multicam SOB that is in existence that isn't owned by somebody. This is the Bear Independence personal RT4A12- RTAC 2 bushcrafting knife.
Don't insult it like that.
This is heavy. And it's like not heavy in like a burdensome weight. It's heavy as in like, man, high quality crafting. If I was going to get into like a short sword battle with dwarves or elves, this is in my line gear. That's what I'm saying right here. You know what I mean? I'm twirling this. Watch me stab my leg on the internet. Tourniquet!
It's just 5 tourniquets fly at you.
No, so we're raffling this off. This has been bushcrafted with the bear. So that is a used product. He says it's about 10 years old. So, it probably won't last much longer given the fact that it's, in still such great condition. And then there's other stuff. There's flags. There's like random first aid kits. We got some binoculars, holsters from Black Hawk. There's random stickers. I mean, guys, I don't really know what you're going to win because it's just what I put my hand on when I reach in there. Plus, I'll like listen to your name and I'll be, kind of led. I'm like, that person needs a flag, Who knows? So yeah, those are some of the things. Ways to get entered, guys. Go to kalebhouse.org. That is www.kalebhouse.org. If you can't spell org, don't even. Just save it. And then donate $10 in the dedication line. Put live stream. That's going to enter you in to win all this giveaway. If you guys have already entered in, what you can do is share it out. Tell the good people what is going on. Show them this awesome products that are getting raffled off for such a good cause. Refuge stands behind Kaleb House and what they're doing. Kaleb House is a restoration facility that's being built for victims of child sex trafficking, because child sex trafficking is shitty, okay? And I feel like that shouldn't be such a hard thing to convey. But apparently we as a nation are struggling understanding that, talking about it. So we're over here at Refuge having the hard conversation. We're talking about the elephant in the room, because the elephant is in the room. And we're like, hey, do we think maybe we should get this elephant out? And everybody's like, nah, it's fine. No, dude, bad deal. We need to take care of this problem. And it starts with action, right? And it's not action in the sense that we're going to go start schwacking bad guys. It's action in the sense that we need to start having conversations, fortifying communities, and becoming hard targets that traffickers cannot attack, right? Let's push that stuff to somewhere else. What do we got? Anything else? Last Black SOB and that knife. Wow. What kind of Black Hawk holsters? Yeah, absolutely. So this one is a T-Series L2C overt Glock 17 holster. It's level 2 retention. We got another one. This is for a left hand, and I also have a right hand. If you're a lefty that needs a Glock 17 holster, like in your dedication line, put live stream left hand, so that way we know you're left-handed and seeking that holster, because I'll let you win it. If you're needing a holster. Yesterday it was so cool. We gave away a holster. The guy had just built that firearm for his EDC and needed a retention holster. We're like, oh, dude, that's perfect. You got to love that. That's copacetic. You know what I mean? Yeah, that black multicam SOB is badass. Everyone has won already just by donating. That is so true. That is so very true. Yeah, guys, so get involved in this donation while you can. I'm going to go grab a quick bite to eat to bite. And with you now is the Bear Independent from the Bear Independent YouTube channel. And maybe others. Maybe Phelps will step in. I don't know.
From the Phelps Independent YouTube channel.
You know what? It's been a little bit since you and I have been on camera.
It has been a while. You were like, you were living in my backyard, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody would. We got any questions?
You need someone with some age on the channel to remember.
Yes, Tabar. Yeah, somebody who's been around for a while.
That's like when somebody talks about Yankee. I'm like, oh, you've been around.
Oh
for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
It's that bear from the internet. That's me. What's up, Badger? What's up, Storms? What's up, Tabar? Leaf mender. How do you mend leaves?
It's a very process, like there's a lot.
Wi-Fi says, good to see you, Phelps. Carrie Stunning says, it's been a minute. Yeah.
It has. Yeah.
He's been on the road teaching people how to not die.
Yeah.
A lot.
Has stayed full.
Yeah.
Got married.
Got married. Yeah.
You know.
Minor things.
Minor things,
Minor,
you know.
minor things.
Thank you, Jason.
I'm going to pull up the live stream.
Yeah, Sub-Zero was the one that got that holster for his G17.
Sub-Zero?
Yep.
Not Scorpion or
No.
Reptile?
No.
Oh.
Sub-Zero.
Shalom, brother.
Hey, shalom, brother.
My version of it. Where do you want?
I don't know what it is, so
It's $10.
that would be Britt right there, or KL, or Eric. When do you all think the Adventure Kit 3.0 will be ready to ship again? Hey Brett, when's Adventure Kit 3.0 shipping again?
They're set right now. They'll be shipping out probably by the end of next week.
They're set right now. They'll be shipping out probably by the end of next week, to quote Brett.
Thanks.
Right?
That's a perfect quote.
That's how I do it.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Let's see.
12C said, seeing Phelps instantly started box breathing.
Having flashbacks.
You're welcome. Decided for class. PTSD is free.
That's actually a good tagline. The training costs money, the trauma is free. It'd be a good promo. Now with free post-traumatic stress disorder flashing on the screen. Oh, man. Silvermane Biz, praise Yah. You just got another 10 plus 10 from Match. Babette, thank you so much. That's awesome. Hey, if you got questions and you're on YouTube, put them in all caps so I can see them. Me and Mr. Phelps here will do some Q&A. Okay, T. All right, good talk, everybody. I got this sweet shirt from John at Just a Nazarene Leather Co. And so I just throwing this out there. If you're into leather, however you're into leather, there's only certain products on this page, but however you're into leather, I'm sure if you reach out to I'm not judging. Reach out to John at Just a Nazarene Leather Co. What do you got?
Where do we sign up for the ruckus?
That's a great question. You will sign up when I tell you to sign up when the website is live, which it almost is, at refugeruckus.com. Don't go there now and then bitch and moan and email us, the website doesn't work. I didn't say go there yet. When I tell you to go there, in about a week's time, you can go there. Now, in about a week's time, I won't be here, so it'll be in about 10 days' time. You got another, what?
No, Joe Garcia said he's been going from store to storefront to storefront in his little town, LaBelle, I'm not going to say where, looking for donations.
Wow. We have the best people.
Yeah.
Just the best people. Like, what's up, Brian Barnes? Speaking of,
Yeah.
Brian Barnes.
Bohawk life saved using bear fat. Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. What?
Whoa.
What?
Life saved using bear fat utility line clearance chainsaw cut. Please email that
Oh
in.
my gosh.
Please email that in
Please.
to admin@refugemedical.com. We want to know.
That would be Life 87.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got 86 last night.
Yeah, let me real quick for everybody debrief.
Yeah, we did not debrief last night.
Debrief Life 86, and then since you're an instructor at Refuge Training, you can tell me whether or not you think that this was a life saved.
Sounds good. Quickly, I'm going to say, if you have questions about where or how to donate, JS Badger just posted the link in one of the chats, and then we're going to have it posted in the other chat as well, but it's kalebhouse.org.
Yep, Caleb with a K. All right. Life 86, this was the report that we got sent in to us from somebody whose initials are BP. I just want to thank you for your great quality kits and outstanding customer service. I bought an SOB refill kit a few months ago to put in my truck. I'm an EMTB and was off duty working on my brother's farm, which is about an hour away from the closest ambulance. When he got a call from his neighbor, his brother's farm, the neighbor called that the neighbor's wife had been caught in machinery when she was working on a tractor. Her left foot, right below the knee, was completely torn off, and she had a deep laceration on her left thigh. I used a combination of the soft tea and combat gauze to stop the bleeding and wrapped it with an Israeli dressing. With your kit, we were able to buy her enough time to be able to make it to the hospital. I later got news that she survived, but they weren't able to save her leg.
So, it doesn't take an instructor to tell you that if you're missing a foot, that is life-threatening.
Yep.
The blood doesn't stay in when the foot is gone.
Right, yeah. So you have arteries run down your leg. They run all the way down to your feet. So if you are missing a foot, you are absolutely suffering from an arterial bleed. And both aspects of that. One, the application of the tourniquet, right? This, when he said soft T, that's what he was referring to as a tourniquet. And and the proper application of that tourniquet to stop the bleeding. And then the Israeli bandage, or ETD, is really good for keeping the nastiness of the outside world out of that now exposed part of the inside of your body.
Yep.
So good double layer protection there. But they, that was twofold. One, excellently had the gear to be able to render aid, had it with them to be able to render aid. And then I believe had to have trained with it because typically under a stressful situation like that, when a traumatic injury happens, a lot of people will freeze up or just totally forget what they're supposed to do. So good job implementing that and getting that stuff applied properly.
Well, and praise Yah, he was right next door.
Yeah.
Because if you had an open bleed below the knee, 4 minutes max. I mean, it's not like having a
Max.
wide open femoral.
No, but
But I'd say 4 minutes max before we're hitting irreversible hypovolemic shock.
Weren't they an hour from the hospital?
They're an hour from the. Well, that's the thing. If you're an hour from, he said, an hour from an ambulance.
Yep.
Oh my god.
If you're an hour
That's
from
not
an
even-
ambulance, I could take a bobby pin or a pin and poke a hole in your wrist, radial artery, and just let it leak for an hour. You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Like, let alone your leg got ripped off.
Sure.
You know what I mean, Mike? You
That's
know what
why
I mean.
It's crazy to think like you have. We all know like in populated areas, you know, you still have a long time to wait for the ambulance. Let's not joke around and
So-
say they're going to be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Nationwide, the average, last time I checked, was 17-minute response time for EMS.
And yeah,
Nationwide average. Now, if you're out in a rural area like he was talking about, you're just exponentially increasing that number. You're on the long end of the time frame, and if you live downtown for some reason and the hospital's right next door to you, because I don't know. But speaking personally, I lived in Dallas, and it's a different breed. The people that live in the medical district, you need an ambulance a lot more frequently, so that's why they're close by. But so maybe you get a few minute response time if you're right next to the hospital, but typically across the country, it's more than 2 to 4 minutes.
well, that's why around here, rurally, we don't live in the wilderness, but we live rurally. And typically, an ambulance is not going to get there first. It's usually the sheriff's department that gets there first. There's more of them. And when I say more of them, I'm not talking dozens. Like, it's like maybe, well, I know exactly how many sheriff's deputies there are. That's neither here nor there. It's not a lot. And they're covering an entire county. So it's usually the SO, sheriff's office, that gets there first. Maybe a local police officer, if there is a local police officer, because a lot of these towns are so small that the entire police force is 3 people, including the chief. That's the entire police force. And so, like with Refuge, we've seen it's really cool. Seen a lot of adoption of the MAC 4 and the field medic with law enforcement, because if they're a rural law enforcement agency, they're the first ones to get there on the scene of a wreck or an accident or something like that. And so being able to get kits in the hand of law enforcement and then train them how to use it has saved a lot of lives. Like, what Project Tribute's what, 11? 11 lives Project Tribute has saved?
Yep.
That's incredible.
They are out literally all the time. It is constant. Every week, it's like
Yep.
we're here giving away kits.
Yep.
One day they gave out those kits and they saved a life that night.
Yep.
Officers
Same
saved a life
day.
That
Same
same
day.
day.
Yep.
Well, and that was right after our training also.
Yeah.
We had 15 different departments, and that training was covered by Project Tribute.
It's interesting. A lot of people, I don't think, quite realize with RT, Refuge Training, we train a significant amount of law enforcement, like a lot. And it's,
We even had a department make it mandatory before their officers could go to SWAT school.
yep, they had to come to Refuge Training. And on the civilian side, if you're a civilian and you come to class, the training that you're getting is almost exactly the same as what law enforcement is getting. And that's kind of unheard of.
Really, really it is. A lot of times, like, if you don't have a reason to, you can't just go to the Oklahoma Cleat Academy. You
Right.
have to have a reason to. You can't just go to Ranger School for no reason. You have to be, selected for it.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because those classes are CLEAT accredited, right? It's like literally law enforcement standard that you as a civilian have access to.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I am Phelps, Star Peacekeeper Online. For those who are new to the
Wondering
channel,
who that-
I'm wondering, who's the guy with the red shirt?
Sober Party, yeah, that's Phelps. Question: if you donated $20, will the unique matching donor match $10? Yes, Kathy Sharp. Yep, that is how that works. I'm getting nods from the Kaleb House staff over there.
Yep.
They're headbanging like this over there.
Yep. They match up to the first $10, and then everything above that still goes towards the fundraiser. Just to be clear, some people were unclear on that, but if someone donates $50, 10 of it gets matched, and the other 40 goes. So you're looking at 60 instead of 50.
Alex Gonzalez said, "Hello, Bear. What should I prioritize as a broke young man? Life advice and preparedness."
Oh boy.
You ever been a broke young man before?
I have.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right.
Find you someone's backyard. Get comfortable with a hammock.
I can speak to
Oh my
So one of the things that I'll tell you as a guy who's not old but not young anymore, I mean this is gray in my beard, is man, when I was a young man, I've always had work ethic in spades, but I also was just obnoxiously strong as a young man. I've got pics of me carrying 25-foot telephone poles on my shoulder by myself. Oh, you need a pole over there? Throw it on your shoulder, pick it up, and move it. And I think I know as a young man, I did not realize the physicality that I had. And so if you're not currently fit, I would encourage you to get fit and stay fit, because it's way easier to get fit and maintain as a young man getting older than it is to be an older man trying to get fit. And also regular PT and having good discipline on diet and exercise when you actually are old, when you're in your 70s and your 80s. There's a lot of studies that have come out on this. The longevity and the quality of life that you have as somebody who has spent a lifetime being fit and exercising and eating food, not trash, it's unparalleled as, compared to those that didn't. So I would recommend that for sure. And fitness doesn't have to cost you money. I mean, you could do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, leg lifts, air squats for free anywhere. And that dovetails into preparedness as well. There's a lot of people who have 80 pounds of shit that they can't carry. Well, what does it matter if you got an 80-pound rucksack if you can't carry the damn thing?
I'd also add on to that as you get older, so you said it was a young man.
Yep.
As you get older, it's not that you have less time, there's just more and more things that are going to press upon your time. While you're establishing that discipline in your physicality and your nutrition, I would encourage you to also establish that discipline and foundation with the Father and with your Messiah, right?
Yep.
I would encourage you to take this time where maybe you don't have as many things pressing upon your day to really lay that foundation, so that as you get older and you have a lot more things pressing upon it, you already have the structure and the discipline of this is when I'm reading my word, and this is my study time, and this is my prayer time, and all of these things. Because I'll tell you something else, you can do a whole lot of good in the world without a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely possible. I still don't have a ton of money, but I have touched however many people in training, right?
Yep.
If you're walking in His way, He will put you to use where you need to be. And you don't have to be Bill Gates to do that, So,
Please don't be Bill Gates.
yeah, don't be Bill Gates. Or, someone find me a righteous rich man to quote. No. Keep looking. So,
Joel Osteen?
That's what.
Sorry, go ahead.
Wheel TJ out of it. I would encourage you to do that while you're focusing on your body, also focus on your spirit and your soul.
That's a really good word. One of the words that keeps coming up to me over and over again is discipline. If you're a young man, to Phelps's point, you have more time to invest. Even if it feels like life is moving really fast at that age, trust me, it feels like it's moving even faster the older you get. And discipline in all aspects of your life. And we talk about Yeshua, Messiah, and his disciples. It's the same root word of disciple and discipline.
Yep.
It's reproof and instruction, right? And so to Phelps's point about building a foundation with the Father so that you can maintain a foundation with the Father later, that's really good. But being disciplined in your actions, whether it's PT or with your finances, right? Brought up money. don't have a lot of money. I'm a young man. Dude, I have been dead ass broke at several points in my life. It never hurt more when I had a family. I remember one weekend particularly, it was Friday, and all the bills were paid. All the employees were paid, and me and my wife had 17 cents to our name. And the kids all weekend were like, "Can we order pizza?" No, we'll make pizza. And so we made pizza from scratch, right? Can we go to the movies? No, we'll watch a movie. And so we watched the movie, and all that kind of thing. And all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was praying nonstop. And patience is a virtue, but it's not one of mine. We'll just put it that way. And the whole office laughed because they know me.
I mean, no, it's not.
No. I'm even a bad patient. Like at the hospital.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up, the last procedure I
form
had,
of patience.
I was in recovery, and the doc comes in after the operation. The doc comes in and is just Mr. Sourpuss, right? He looks all pissed off. And I kind of like tap my wife, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And she goes, "You tried to punch him." I was coming out of anesthesia. They touched me while I was laying on the gurney, and I snapped up and tried to punch the doc. So I was like, no wonder he doesn't like me. So I'm bad at patient all the way around.
I wish you could see around the office. There's not a single surprised face in there.
No, they're all like,
If he had said, "I am patient," that's
no,
There'd have been Snickers.
I'm not patient.
What you're seeing is your version of patience.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
You touched on having a family, so I would also add into, while you're focusing on your spiritual walk and your physical discipline, like discipline in all areas, right? But your physicality, nutrition, and exercise. Don't be in a rush to get into a relationship, right? So many, like, our society is like, what? You're 23 and you're not married? Like, what the heck? That's, really delve into what the biblical image of marriage is and how you get to that point. I'm not going to go into all that here, but I'd encourage you to be very selective with all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you want a wife, you need to be capable of being a husband.
Right.
You want a husband, you need to be capable of being a wife. So patience. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I prayed all day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I had 17 cents in the bank account, and I was like, this shit is not going to fly. Right? Like, I have a wife, I have kids, I have a business. This is not going to fly. And Monday morning, the phone started ringing. And jobs that we had bid 6 months to a year before, people were calling just out of the blue like, I don't know why, I just think it's time to build that deck. I'm like, I know why.
Yeah.
Right? And the phone rang all day Monday. It rang all day Tuesday. And at noon on Wednesday, I turned my phone off because it wouldn't stop ringing, and we had booked up 6 months worth of work in 2.5 days. And so when you have 17 cents in your bank account, literally or figuratively, financially or spiritually, when you have 17 cents in your bank account, Yah knows, the Father knows, your dad knows. It's like none of this worldly shit surprises him. He's not up there going, oh shit, I didn't know they were going to do that. He's got that. And being patient in your petitions and understanding that it's his timing and his will, not yours, is the great lesson of my life for me, because I'm not that way. I want to put my hand to the plow. I want to make shit happen. And it has been historically in my life. It was only when I couldn't make something happen that I turn around and look at him and go, all right, what are you working on? Because all the shit I've been working on, it's not working. So hopefully you got a plan. And he's like, oh, buddy, I was the plan the whole time. Right? And so developing that perspective as a young man now would serve you really well. It doesn't mean that you don't have to show up and participate with the Father's will, but your will is subordinated to his will. There's a passage in the New Testament in the Gospels. He who puts his hand to the plow and turns back is not worthy to enter into the kingdom of Elohim. the implication is you put your hand to the plow. It's not he who stands there and looks at the plow. He who prays about whether or not he should not plow. Mm-hmm. He who has some questions, and if I could just get these questions answered, then I'll grab the plow. He who puts his hands to the plow but turns back is not worthy to enter into the kingdom of Elohim. You also find in 1 Timothy 5, verse 8, he who does not work has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Yep. You are worse than an unbeliever if you do not work. And you can define work myriad different ways, but the point is you need to be doing, yod, in conjunction with the Father and his will. And when you do, there's literally miraculous provision, protection, and blessing. And the earlier you can onboard that as a young man, the better. Now, you asked specifically about preparedness, and if you heard everything we just said and didn't think preparedness one time, you're wrong.
Or you weren't listening.
Because having the most squared away bug out bag, but not having a relationship with the Creator, doesn't matter how prepared you are. You're gonna die, and you're gonna stay that way,
Yep.
and that's a problem.
I say that a lot in class. We teach people how to prolong life when someone's been traumatically injured. But everyone's going to stop breathing one day.
Yep.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to stay dead. So
Yep.
decide this day which you will be, There's another question here that, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a crack at, even though it's directed at you. And then you can kind of brush up where I fall short there. But scouting the woods.
I saw that. Go for it.
I think it probably is based on prioritization, right? And I know
So read the question for those that didn't see it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I've done this 5,000 times.
Yeah. Love this. Bear, how do you manage time? I'm struggling in time management skills. Right. So prioritization is a big factor with that. It lays the foundation of what do I need to be doing first? What do I need to be doing second? What do I need to be doing third? And I've seen you, and you've talked about it before, but having that check-in, and I think you do it roughly every 3 months, right? About quarterly. Take yourself out on a date, get you a blank sheet of paper, just vomit out everything that you need to get done, right? All the things that are lined up in front of you, all your obligations and responsibilities, and then turn to a new piece of paper and start prioritizing them, right? And what's the name of that metric you use where it's like it's important and urgent, or it's not important and not urgent, and determines whether you can delegate it or not?
How to prioritize.
I forget the name of that.
So urgent and important, I do right now. Urgent and not important, you delegate. Not urgent but important, you schedule. Not urgent, not important, cross that shit off your list. It doesn't matter. That's just good idea fairy stuff. So again, I'll say it again because some of y'all might be scribbling frantically right now.
Probably.
Urgent and important, you do right now. That's the first things we do, urgent and important. Urgent but not important, or by not important doesn't directly require your involvement, you delegate that. Give that to somebody else on your team. This has got to get done right now. Important but not urgent, schedule it. Put that on the schedule for next Tuesday. I'm going to insert thing here. Not urgent, not important is what we call bullshit. And you can absolve yourself of responsibility over all that stuff.
Pull you.
Yeah.
We'll swap.
But the time scheduling as well, you've probably heard it said, you don't prioritize your schedule, you schedule your priorities. That's a big thing for me. My calendar, you don't get to see my calendar, but suffice it to say,
that's crazy.
It is full. It is full of stuff. I am currently scheduling things for fall 2024. I'm not kidding. And for those who are playing along in the home game, that is 5 fiscal quarters from today. That is what I am currently scheduling. 5 fiscal quarters from today. And so there's other things though, like that's like, hey Bear, are you available to do a podcast? Yes. In December 2024, I can podcast with you. Now that's a choice. It's a lifestyle. I've created this 7-headed hydra that we call the Enterprise is very much so my fault, right? And I get that. But once you make those choices, at least for me, you're stuck with it, right? Like let your yes be yes and your no be no. Because if there's any, like, what do I give away? What do I not do? Well, if I don't do Bear Independent, we don't get to do this, right? And there's hundreds of thousands of good people out there that for whatever reason want to participate in what we do at Bear Independent. Okay, cool. I can't just let that fall by the wayside. That's a disservice to everybody who's participating in that, right? Refuge Medical. If I stop Refuge Medical, all right, everybody go home, you're fired.
Right.
That's bullshit. I just read you Life 86 that was saved. That person dies. That's bullshit, right? That's not going to work. Refuge training. We stop refuge training. Okay, everybody go home, you're fired. And we don't teach people how to use kits. We don't randomly witness and baptize people. We don't, like, all that goes away. Okay, we're not going to do that, right? Grindstone. We'll just stop Grindstone. I'll just stop doing Grindstone. It takes a lot of my time. All right, so all these people who didn't know how they were going to buy groceries last week, that this week, their homes and neighborhoods and communities have been destroyed by natural disaster.
Right.
They just don't get help. We'll just let FEMA handle that because they're so good at it.
They're very, very
they're
talented.
So right. They're awesome at it. Right. They're from the government. They're here to help. What could go wrong?
Oh my gosh.
Terrifying.
I just peed.
And then Kaleb House, right? Well, you know what, Kaleb House takes a lot of my time. It's very stressful. You know what? I'm just not going to do that anymore. Okay. Well, then I'm a liar and a fraud. Because I have asked y'all, if you're convicted by the Spirit, to give me money to do this. And I'm just not going to do it anymore because I don't feel like it. Bullshit. And all those children, we just never rescue them. We just never restore them. They just continue to get raped by assholes.
Wow.
Because I don't feel like it. See, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are like, I just don't feel like it. Feel has nothing to do with it. Did you say you were going to do it or not? And going back to our society, we become such a society of pussies.
Yeah.
Where we don't value our own word anymore.
Yep.
And if you know your word is worthless, why should I take your word?
Right. What does it matter?
What does it matter?
Yeah.
Because you don't believe you.
Well, dude, we don't even value the word anymore. Because if you look at the word, it says that the heart is deceitful, right?
Yep.
The heart, we don't trust the heart, right? We trust the word. Lean not on your own understanding, right? Because we don't get what's going on. We don't understand. We don't know what Elohim has in store for us. There's a whole lot of commotion over here. We got something going on? Nope, nothing bad. Guys, I just want to give you a quick update because a couple people have asked. Right now, we're at right over 2,400 donors. Praise Yah. That is awesome. We're continuing to hit that 2,500 mark. We want to hit 20,000 is our goal by the end of tomorrow. So what that means is we need you to share out this information. What we're sharing is restoration. This right here, this info. You can reach out to events at kalebhouse.org. You can get these flyers. Restoration, we have a super donor that is matching $10 donations to Kaleb House right now. Every unique $10 donation, right, is going to get matched. And the reason that super donor is doing it this way and not just donating a lump sum is because they want to create an army of prayer warriors behind Kaleb House. Right? And so we've raised over $160,000. Praise Yah. That is freaking awesome, dude. So we have more that is going to come. We have a bunch of giveaway stuff that's going on, guys. Anybody who donates to kalebhouse.org, $10, if you saw it on the live stream or your buddy saw it on the live stream or heard from you because you heard it on the live stream, have them put live stream in the dedication. We're giving away awesome knives, holsters, optics, med kits, paintball guns, maybe just random notes. I see pens. You
Vape
don't know.
juice.
Vape juice. With one guy got a bottle of vape juice on accident. You'll have that on those big jobs.
Somebody was saying over here we're gonna get swamped with like 18 bottles of vape juice to get shipped back in to get 20% off.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Quick, I need the discount."
And then, so we're gonna start a new hashtag, restock the dock. And so you send in vape juice, we get you a 20% discount at Refuge.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. I'm down. Like, see, those are for the real fans only. That's the only real fans
I
that
know.
would do that. That's Refuge Nation right there.
Like that shirt that Dudley sent in, that was a bunch of fans.
Only fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. There's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about while we had the stream here and while we had you
Talk
here.
about the degradation of society. We got millions of young women showing their assholes on camera for
No,
$5.
No, it was an actual shirt.
I'm not talking about the
Okay.
shirt. I'm talking about how far our society has fallen.
Yeah. OnlyFans is a thing.
Only farms.
Only Farms. I want to start. We've been talking about it. Start a page or a website called Only Farms. It's just a bunch of us sitting there teaching you how to farm.
There's no people on it.
There's-
It's just farms.
It's just farms.
Yeah, it's just farms.
It's just like
It's just farms. It's just like a
constantly
camera.
streaming
Yeah.
camera of the sheep in my
Chickens,
front yard.
Who is it? Timcast. Tim
Yep.
Pool has a chicken thing. That Chicken City. It streams nonstop and it always has viewers.
Get out of here.
I
It
swear,
does it with the
chickens.
little lawnmower. It mows his lawn while it's showing mowing the lawn.
Yeah, the
On
people
Chicken
that.
City, when you do a super chat, like you build up to a certain level, and when you get to a certain level of super chats, it throws chicken treats out, and the chickens they have a chicken party, and they all eat the chicken.
There are 53 people
Watching
watching Tim
chicken.
Pool's chickens right now. Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Guys,
I looked it up.
right now, what we need you to do is go to Chicken City. Those are people that are literally just watching chickens. Tell them to come to this stream. Tell them to do something productive with their time,
100%.
right? It is not the fact that Chicken City isn't cool. I think Chicken City's super cool. But have these people even thought today about what they're doing for the kingdom of Elohim? Have these people even thought about what they're doing to help innocents who are being harmed? And that's what it all is about. We are trying right now to raise money for Kaleb House. Kaleb House is a facility that is being built to restore victims of juvenile sex trafficking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that people would do that to kids. So Kaleb House is standing behind these kids who have been hurt and they want to restore them in totality, right? That means they're not going to give them a 12-month program or an 18-month program. Not that the programs that out there aren't helping, but it's hard to put a timeline on healing, right? And so what we want to do is we want to support Kaleb House in this mission to give an extended timeline of restoration to children who have been hurt. How are we doing that? Right now we're telling you about it, as well as we're facilitating donations, as also giving you away dope stuff, right? If you donate, you're basically entered into our random ass garage sale.
Give me that knife.
There you go. Look at that knife.
Who wants this knife? If you've been, no, you can't have it. Well, I mean, maybe $10. If you've been at this channel for a while, you have seen this knife on camera over and over again. This is an Ontario knife company, Artec 2. That ain't a knife. This is a knife. It's a 1/4 inch thick. I don't know, 16 inches long. It's massive, and as you can see, I use my shit when I do my gear reviewing and testing process. It's phenomenal for processing firewood. You could definitely use this as a short sword in melee combat. It's awesome, and I have large hands.
Yeah, dude.
Look at the size of the handle. Like
That's a sword.
This is not nothing. This one.
Grab your pocket knife. Show them your random or your standard pocket
Okay,
knife.
so this is a Spyderco Endurance with a 4-inch blade on it.
It's not fair. It's not even fair because that's a bear-sized pocket knife.
Yeah, so there's a normal size pocket knife. Yeah, the actual like normal human pocket knife.
Yeah, wow.
A bear-sized pocket knife, and then this. As an example, there's a fixed blade bushcrafting knife.
Pulls out a different knife. How many knives do you have?
What are you, a Fed?
Why you have so many questions, bro?
I'm not the guy who should be asking questions of right now.
Has 2 knives.
But this is a huge, awesome survival knife, and I have shown this on camera since the channel started.
Wow.
I've had it longer than I've had a YouTube channel, and I saw it in the barn today when I was grabbing things for the giveaway, and I was like, you know what? I haven't touched that thing in over a year. It's time.
Wow.
If it'll help Kaleb House, I don't care.
You mumsed it under the father.
I mumsed it onto the wow, dude. That's awesome. Bringing up our brother's Saw, survival applications and weapons systems.
Yeah, if you don't subscribe to Saw, you're wrong.
Yeah, you are. The brain damage is strong with you if you're not subscribed to Saw. Mums manufacture, use, maintenance, and sustainment.
Yep.
It's a thing, yo. Revolutionary thing. So this Ontario RTAC 2 monster knife, Britt,
Send it.
who's it going to?
I'm just gonna randomly, let's see.
There is no random. The spirit is moving.
Oof.
Travis Kroger.
Travis Kroger. Travis Kroger.
Travis Kroger.
Croaker, like a toad.
Kerr.
That's your new radio handle, Toad. All right.
Nice.
Toad, Travis Croaker is getting the Ontario Knife Company RTAC 2.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome. Congrats, Travis. That is so cool.
I don't even know, like, the box we're going to have to ship that thing in.
I don't know.
You could, like, fit a bucket in the box.
Yeah,
It's long.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, that is so awesome. Congratulations, Travis. Shout out, Travis.
Just put a post-it note on the handle. Totally not a knife.
That's coming to you.
Send to.
That is freaking awesome. Travis, let us know if you're in the chat still. That way we can celebrate with you. Everybody's congratulating you. You got a couple hundred people over on the Bear Independent channel that are just congratulating you.
Asking how they get entered into the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. This is how you get entered. So right now we're raising money for Kaleb House. Kaleb House is an organization that is building a facility for restoration for victims of child sex trafficking. And so what you do is you go to www.kalebhouse.org.
Caleb with a K.
With a K, right? Like,
Link in
you
the
know,
comment or link in the chat.
like the Bible. You know, the way it should be spelled. And then after you go there, you're going to donate $10. That's what you got to donate. It's basically 2 energy drinks, a shitty lunch. And you're going to donate that $10. And in the dedication line, put live stream. That enters you into the giveaway. We got Blackhawk holsters, black multicam SOBs, $600 Vortex Optic. We got desert camo BDUs, so that way you can, you know, look like a cool guy and be a cool guy.
Operationally operate
Like an
operator.
Heck yeah. We got an OD green adventure bag in here.
Oh, shit.
Dude, check this flag out. This was on my wall in my office, and then I got kicked out of my office, and so it was just sitting in a box gathering dust. This is a no retreat flag with a guy getting bayoneted. That's hardcore. I don't know. I vibe with it, you know? I just don't think retreat is an option. I just don't think so. I donated yesterday as well. That is awesome. Some high quality vintage bear memorabilia.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
In the package.
Y'all are seriously just cleaning out Bear's desk and truck.
Yep.
Sure.
Actually, it was the barn. Bob messaged me this morning. He's like, hey, bro, you want to be on the live stream? I was like, sure. He's like, cool. You got anything for the giveaway? I was like, stand by. I walked in the barn. I spun around in a circle, and the first 5 things that my hand hit is what
Boom, boom,
ended up.
boom, boom.
And, yeah, like, talk about not knowing what you have. Like,
Blessed,
dude, yeah. There was so much other cool shit in the barn. I was like, oh, I can't ship that. I can't ship that. We can't ship that. I was like, we might need that. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
guys, I want to tell you why we're doing this giveaway and why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Okay, so we were talking about it yesterday before we went live. We were live for 7.5 hours, giving away stuff to over 60 people, and we were sitting around and we're like, we thought about the word and what it means. You got something serious or what?
No.
Okay, and the word tells us, do not store up treasures on earth where they can gather dust and thieves can break in and steal them, but rather store up your treasures in heaven, right? And so for us, we're deciding to take these things that were just gathering dust, that weren't being used, where the thieves could have broken in and stolen them, and we're going to offer them up to people who want to bless Yah's kingdom and people who are working for it and the people who are trying to help and the people who are getting helped, right? So we're going to bless the people who are blessing others. That's what we're all about here at Refuge. And so go to kalebhouse.org, send a $10 donation. In the dedication line, put live stream, and that's going to hook you up. And go ahead and give me another one, Britt.
RWO Tool.
RWO Tool. RWO Tool, you are going to win an OTC module that never came to market. And it was something that we were toying around with, that the components sat in a bag and we didn't realize the components sat in a bag. And some of the components we don't use anymore because we switched. And so this is a great little component bag. It's got OTC meds, some oil rehydration salts, glucose, I think a splinter out. Is there any skin glue in here? Because if there is, we need to take that out. We need the skin glue. So shout out to you, brother. I'm glad you got some medical components. Hopefully you don't ever need any of it. I mean, like, some of it's Benadryl and OTC meds, so maybe probably you're going to use it.
Advil's a thing, yo.
Advil's a thing. We got a what?
I was gonna say we got a comment, and he's a good friend, so I know he's just joking, but he wants to know how much does he have to donate for clipping a bear's beard?
0. Well,
Let's get weird.
it's more than 6 figures. But I'll save my beard on camera right now for 7 figures.
Dude,
And I'm not talking about decimal points.
you want to go... How about this? I'm going to speak for the office. You go 8 figures, the whole office will share their beards right now.
Hell yeah.
This shit will grow
Shut
back.
up, Ty.
Ty doesn't have a beard.
I've seen immature peaches with more fuzz
What,
on.
honey? He said count him in.
Yeah,
Heath.
also.
Ty and Heath.
Yeah, here, take the razor.
That's a real commitment.
Yeah. Here.
We're just messing with you, Ty.
Jimmy Carr wants to know,
We all do.
can you ship a sheep?
You know what? There's got to be a way to ship a live sheep.
100%. It's
There's
called a
like-
trailer.
With holes?
We'll send Dudley.
You know what? For the right donation, there's a livestock trailer in the parking lot.
Yeah, we can send a double.
There's sheep in my front yard. $50,000, I will deliver you a sheep.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, see, let's get weird.
I like it.
This is how we fundraise. We got a...
$1,000, you'll have a sheep delivered.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
you will.
I will deliver the
Oh,
sheep.
damn!
shit!
I thought you misspoke.
So
No,
actually,
no.
you're paying $50,000. Now, it may be in December of 2024.
If you live anywhere in between here and the Pacific Northwest, I can expedite delivery.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because at some point you may be in between those places. That's just how
I
it's
think
working.
it's our AED people.
Oh.
We're chit-chat, we're at a
Yeah, we got some AED people. I'm gonna pop off for just a second then.
Okay.
And say hi.
Cool.
But it's not because I don't love you guys.
Cool. Yeah, we also have AEDs at Refuge for those that are curious. I'm not saying the sheep is worth $50,000. It's not. I'm just saying if you want me to deliver you one, that's what it's going to take.
Brandon M said 50K for a sheep. That's a high roller 4-H fair premium auction right there.
No, it's just a standard hay-fed katahdin out of my front yard, but I'm delivering it.
Loud and cotton.
Very loud, very loud.
1% is your cost of goods.
Yeah, 1% is
The rest
cogs.
of it
The other 99% is delivery.
Shipping and handling.
What other questions do we have? I have a question. How long are we doing this for? Is there like a time
The
limit?
live stream was going till around 4 today.
Until around 4 today. Okay, that's cool. I also have to live stream on Patreon tonight. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to get on Patreon. They're going to be like, what's up, Barry? And I'm just going to drool at the camera.
We did get a question.
Used
What are
up
the
all my
dates
words.
for the ruckus?
The dates for the ruckus are not January, not February, but March 8th through 10th, 2024 in Fort Smith, Arkansas. March 8th through 10th, 2024 in Fort Smith, Arkansas is the Refuge Ruckus to benefit Kaleb House. And on Friday, we're going to have speakers and vendors and live entertainment. The speaker panel is being assembled, but there's going to be some very interesting, very awesome keynote speakers there. We can accommodate about 600 people for speakers and vendors. Refuge and Refuge Industries will have booths set up, and there'll be other vendors from across the country there. Saturday is Shabbat, sundown Friday through sundown Saturday. So we'll get together, we'll read the Word, we'll do a Bible study, we'll fellowship, we'll hang out. There will be worship music, and then Sunday morning we ruck. And this will be the first event that I am aware of where we will parade through a city specifically against human trafficking and child sex trafficking. So at first, this whole thing started with like, that'd be cool. It's a good way to raise money. We like rucking. You know, we're against human trafficking. Smash those two things together, we'll do an event. And then it occurred to me, I don't know of another event ever that has been specifically designed to throw two middle fingers in the air against human trafficking. And so that's pretty cool to me. What do you got?
How do we find the vendor fee? I'm guessing Mary P's September 1st.
It's coming on September 1st. It'll all be on the website, refugeruckus.com, which is not ready. Don't go there yet. I will tell you guys on September the 1st. What else we got?
Is there somewhere to get ruck info for people who can't be there but can do it locally?
That will all be coming for remote ruckers on September 1st. What else we have?
Scouting in the Woods had messaged in Chicken Stream. I went and followed them.
Nice.
Chicken Stream.
Yeah, I know, but you got to be subscribed for 10 minutes or more in order to comment on their live stream.
It's just someone's coop.
Yeah, it's Tim Pool's coop.
Chickens, like.
Yep.
It's got 53,000 subscribers, man.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, Muck Boots and Motherhood is in the house.
Oh, what's up, Muck Boots and Motherhood? Speaking of the ruckus. Huge accident back up in Oklahoma on I-40 eastbound at MM109, just FYI. Thank you.
Do people stay on the list once a drawing passes for the giveaway?
I don't know.
That's a Brit question.
I honestly don't know shit about this giveaway. Hey, what's up, Parlusk?
We got a stack of people.
Now there's somebody who's out there doing the things. Is Parlusk? He's got a good channel and good social media as well. It's all like, here's some wild and crazy shit that we did to be more independent of the system today. Good stuff.
All of the Ruckus info will be coming out on September 1st at refugeruckus.com, but it is not live yet. So you just got to wait until September 1st. It will be live then.
Sammy said it would be cool if y'all add copies of the scriptures to the giveaway. Sammy, I'll tell you what, anybody within the sound of my voice who needs a copy of the scriptures, just email admin@grindstoneministries.com and tell me where to send them. I don't need your life story. I don't need to know why it is you can't afford a copy. I just need to know where to send it. So they are for free, 24/7, 365, admin@grindstoneministries.com, and we'll send one right out to you.
We sent out a couple yesterday, and we sent out several pairs of zits.
That's
really
awesome.
Awesome zits too.
That's awesome. What other questions do we have? How about doing an auction for special things? We have some special things that will be in an auction at the Ruckus, around the Ruckus, one of which is a phenomenal knife by Fleming Fabrications. Oh my gosh. See, I know there's cameras don't even know which effing camera to look at, but I know this one over here is mine. So, let's see. Let me see if I can find this thing right, y'all. Stand by. Look at this screen. Look at that knife. Look at that thing. Same guy that makes all the bear knives. Curly maple handle. Phenomenal. Just gorgeous. I've held that thing. I put it back in the box that it came in. I was like, irreplaceable. So, and the last bear knife was super cool. We did a bear knife kind of auction on Patreon to benefit Kaleb House, and I believe it raised $11,500 for the knife.
And then the person who actually had bid 6 sent their money in addition, even though they didn't get it.
Yeah, the person that didn't win sent their money anyway, which is awesome. You took over for Brit's spot, and
I did.
It was odd. I just like, you did all the Brit things, but you're not Brit.
I mean, you're not Brit.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, a couple questions. First of all, trying and doing, there's not 17 likes, there's 663. It must be on your end. Secondly, is there an entry fee for the ruckus? Do we know that?
Yes, there is. Because the point is to raise funds for Kaleb House.
What is the story on the flag over your right shoulder?
Which one?
Is that the 4 laws of combat? I'm thinking your right shoulder. Which one would be? That's the only one they can see.
Are you talking about that one right there? That's Yankees flag. It's his story. He's got a whole story. That's how Liberty fell in love with him. If you're nice to me, I'll tell you about my flag.
Oh my gosh.
It waves in the wind.
It's true. That totally happened. What's cool is there are people in this audience who have been here for so long that they remember the first time that Yankee ever saw Liberty. Because we were live streaming in my front yard, and Katie Lynn's daughter arrived just for a visit, and she got out of the vehicle and started walking towards my house to come introduce herself, and he was like, and then I was like, got up, didn't say another word, got up and walked away, and we didn't see them for 4 days.
They got married.
And then
right
after 4
that.
days, he was like, so, how do you marry somebody? And I was like, okay.
He asked
We're
for
here
her hand
now.
at like 10 days, and we're like, could you give it 2 weeks?
Yeah. You don't even know if you like each other yet. So.
And now they've had 2 kids.
Yeah. So it was cool, but like it's funny that there's actual like video footage of the first time he ever saw her. He'd stopped. I don't know if you know Yankee, but a nuclear war wouldn't make him stop talking. And it is the first time I've ever seen him be at a loss for words. It was like it just stopped mid-sentence, got up, walked away, and then 96 hours later, it's like, oh, you're still alive. That's good.
His life is a podcast. Like
He should just have a microphone on all the. See, instead of live streaming chickens, we should just be live streaming Yankee.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine the shit that would come out of his mouth?
He'd be
He gets
banned
himself
like
banned
that.
every other day.
Yeah, that happens.
From TikTok, though. I mean, it doesn't take a whole
It doesn't
lot.
take a whole lot to get banned from TikTok, the
They
communist
call it
news
Tactical
network.
Tuesday, back when there was a Tactical Tuesday.
Yeah, back when there was a Tactical Tuesday.
Sarah said time for Cody to get the hookup on the bear show. I was like, we've tried.
I know, we've tried. Carrie Stennett remembers. All right, what else we got? Let's keep this train a moving.
We got any updates? Yeah.
Patreon should be a Thirsty Thursday with Bear and a Stogie. I haven't had a cigar since First Fruits.
Good for you, bro.
Thanks. What the
Much for health.
what the world calls Easter. It's not that I'll never have one again. It's just I was having so many so often that it had become an idol, a stumbling block. And the Father just took it from me and was like, "Hey, you need to simmer down, boy. Like, you need to slow down just slow down a hot minute." So,
Yeah.
what's up, Big Timber? We got 359 people in here and only a handful of them commenting.
Yeah, guys, everybody get active in the comments. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't done it before. Share the stream with your friends. What we're doing
Bring the energy back.
we're
up.
raising money for Kaleb House, guys. That's what we're doing, right? So if you're asking yourself, why am I here? It's because the Father has you in this for a moment so that you know that Kaleb House needs your help, right? Kaleb House is an organization that is building a facility to restore victims of child sex trafficking. Okay, that's a heavy mission, and right now they need prayer. They have a super donor that is willing to match $20,000 $10 donations. Okay? So that means we need to find 20,000 people, weaponize them in the form of a $10 donation and prayer, right? And that super donor will then match it, right? So far, we've had 2,600 people donate. That is freaking awesome. We're above 10% of the way there. Thank you guys so much. We have more ground to cover. So share this stream, share it out with your friends, tell your cat, text your mom, make sure you Venmo your grandma, all the things, right? Whatever it is, hit up the doodads. I'm not a big tech person, sorry. But we've raised over $160,000 for Kaleb House so far. That is unbelievable. All praise to the Most High. Seriously, because these kids need it. So much of our resources are going to the wrong side. And that's something we're going to talk about really quick. Is I pulled some statistics this morning with the Director of Operations. And man, we were just flabbergasted. So you may be thinking to yourself, what do I spend every year on child predators? Well, you spend a lot more than you think. So the average child predator costs a taxpayer $39,000 a year. That child predator is going to exist inside of the system for 7 to 12 years on average, okay? In 2021, okay, the Fed had 12,500 child predators in their care, right? So that's on the federal level. It's very hard to get a federal case on a child predator. You have to do a lot of things to be that level, right? But I'm sure that a lot of stuff is going on by the wayside. On the state level, there was 127,000 child predators in the state's care. These are low numbers for the amount of predators that are out there, but let's talk about how much money that is. On the federal level, that represents $508 million that the U.S. taxpayer is paying to facilitate care for child predators. On the state level, it is $4.4 billion a year that is going out to facilitate care.
So that's $5 billion.
Yep.
Whereas in the anti-human trafficking space, of money that is spent, that is dispersed anti-human trafficking, 90+% of it is spent on awareness. The other 10% is spent on rescue, which is good. We need rescue. And if you add 90 and 10, you get 100, which tells you the percentage that's left over for restoration, which is 0. So we as a society are spending more to take care of the victimizers than to take care of the victims.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Something else we thought was interesting was $1.5 million went to prevention research of child predators. It did not go into any sort of actual action. It went into research to see if it was preventable. $1.5 million of your money. So what we're doing right here is obviously that's a real bad deal. Okay, we got a lot of money that's going into the wrong side here and facilitating the wrong side, but we don't have a lot of money that's going into restoration and facilitation of these children. So that's why we need you, right? We need you to send this stream out. We need you to share the restoration, the handouts, the flyers, all that stuff. If you guys want a copy of the flyer, because you want to go hand it out in your town, in your community, if you want to build a community alliance group, and you want to talk about these things, email events@kalebhouse.org. They are a team of badasses. They were on standby right now, ready to get you guys whatever you need to be successful. It's super funny. We just had a message come in. Somebody put a flyer on a car somewhere and apparently damaged the person says that they broke their windshield wiper. And they were like, this needs to be replaced. All these need to be taken down. Otherwise, I want to call the police. And I was like, dude, call the police. For sure. If we damaged it, call the police.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's really funny. Where did that even happen?
We don't know. Like he just sent a message in. We don't even know if it did happen because Hasatan is just trying to deter people from doing good work. And the thing is call the police, have the police officer come over there, take a look at the flyer really quick, and see what that cop says to you.
Yeah, I would love to talk to that law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
I would just be like, hey, what's up, bro? What's going on? Yeah, that's right. We're also the refuge people.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we did damage, if somebody damaged somebody's windshield wiper because they were trying to help these kids, I personally, out of my own money, will fix the freaking wiper, because that's not the point. We're not gonna get caught down in that. We got people out there doing good works, y'all, and it's having an impact. We know it's having an impact because Hasatan is reaching out, right? So this shows you also how gay.
Fuck your windshield wiper.
It's like, that's what you got. Like, bruh.
There's a auto zone in O'Reilly's in every town.
Yeah, ever
in the country. I will give you $8.
Yeah, not just that, guys. Look at this. This is what Satan has, right? To the praise of the Most High, right? To the Most High's esteem, okay? We've raised $160,000, over $160,000.
That's the windshield wiper guy?
Yeah, that's his mugshot.
That's his
Sick!
mugshot. Also,
He wants to call the police.
yeah. Also, but just by the way, you may not know this. We have our own S2 shop. We find pedophiles. That's what we do, right? Like, we go find them. We find them so good that we write down, like, explain like I'm 5 version for law enforcement. They're like, they're right here. Here's where they are. This is what you need to do them. Here you go. And then we walk away. And then those people get arrested and go to prison for the rest of their life, where hopefully they get a sharpened toothbrush stuck into their kidney.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Oh, I said the quiet part.
Oh, no, don't say the quiet part. Oh, God. No, not
so
KYLP.
Mr. Windshield Wiper guy, you know, we'll contact law enforcement. Don't worry about it. We got it. We're on it.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. This was just handed to me right here. Somebody wants to give this away. They said, I have another one at home. We're going to give this one away.
Oh, shit.
Got the list.
This is a bad mamma jamma. This
That's
is an
awesome.
Elk Ridge right here. This is a thick, girthy knife. Sorry.
Whoa. And with that, I'm going to go get a Dak Savage.
All right, send it. Give me one.
We got Aaron Polson.
Aaron Paulson, you have won this knife. It is worth an amount of money that to you, I'm sure now is priceless, because it has gone towards the restoration of children. It's also gone to fucking up bad dudes' days, because we're about that. Well, I'm about that. I hope you're all about that. Just so everybody knows, all of that money that we just talked about, those millions and billions of dollars that we were just talking about, I want to let you know I did do some market research. I looked at Menards, Home Depots, and Lowe's. 10 yards of rope is going for an average of $3. Much cheaper than billions of dollars, but what do I know? I'm a broken vessel. I don't know anything. I said the quiet part out loud. Send me another one, Ty. Oh, what's my shirt say? Save the good ones, kill the bad ones.
All right, we got a Lynn Embick.
Lynn Embick.
Yeah, you got a little battery on your Chinese spyware over here.
Mine is also low battery. Both of our streaming devices are at 10%. Just FYI.
Chargers.
Both of y'all streaming
My mic
devices are
is
at
plugged
10%.
into mine, so we may have to switch.
Oh, we'll switch microphones. That's fine. That's no big deal. Lynn.
Yell at the phone. That's what you're gonna have to
Yeah.
do.
What the hell is that?
Lynn, you have won a neck fan. This right here on a hot summer day will keep you cool while you're doing production at Refuge Medical.
It that looks like.
That's what it is. It's a neck fan.
This is
And a
what
burn tech dressing in case the fan doesn't work, you get too hot, you do get burned. This will help you out too.
If the lithium-ion battery inside of it explodes.
This will help if the lithium-ion battery. Did
It's
you not
not
see
even
that?
charged. Why are we sending this to Lynn?
Okay, you gotta charge it, all right? Hey, listen, we didn't say that everything was a golden goose, all right?
We will now be accepting dedication name Windshield Wiper Fund.
Windshield Wiper Fund is now also going to be accepted in the dedication line. If you want to donate, just go ahead and put Windshield Wiper. We'll know what's up. We'll know you're watching the stream. Give me the next one, Ty.
We got Alyssa Ryan.
Alyssa Ryan, you are getting this slingshot. It is a slingshot. And just like I told the last person, if you're going to go ahead and put ball bearings in this, please use eye protective gear, know what you're doing, and carry a freaking first aid kit. Gosh, don't be doing dumb stuff without medical on hand. Do dumb stuff, but just do it responsibly.
We have a video coming out soon as well on how to tourniquet your eyeball. So make sure to watch that video before.
It's a good watch. It's a good watch. Give me another one, Ty.
We got Jason Wills.
Jason Wills is gonna get a canteen cup and a mule sauce. Boom, right there. That's what it is. Canteen cup and a mule sauce. That's pretty good. Guys, you don't know what you're going to get, and that's the thing, because you can't give with an expectant heart. You're giving because it's fun, and it's a good cause. What are you giving to right now? You are going to kalebhouse.org. You're giving $10 to kalebhouse.org because it's going to get matched. Every unique donation right now is getting matched $10. And in the dedication line, you are putting windshield wiper. That's going to let us know that you are watching the stream and that people will complain about literally anything when you're doing good works. All right? Literally anything. So windshield wiper in the dedication line gets you entered into the giveaway. What do you got, Lauren?
Oh, stand by. Arise and Shine Crafts. Yes, you can make YouTube shorts to direct people to Kaleb House.
Heck yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Storms. Oh, my wife just answered you as well. Good job, honey. You're awesome. Humbled too.
The best.
Lauren, you may continue.
Oh no, you did it.
That was it. All right, Ty, send it.
All right, we got
Oh,
Carol
snap.
Gillette.
Up next, Carol Gillette. Are you the Gillette? Like as in razors? Do you want
Gillette,
to hang out?
the best a man can
The
get.
best the man can get. These are some high-class binoculars from Bushnell. You could
Those are upside down.
You could see approximately 7 pedophiles lurking in the bushes with these.
I'm not gonna lie. Those exact type of binos are on the center console of my truck for just that reason.
Oh,
yep.
sick.
For an OB.
Yeah.
So I can tell you firsthand they work.
They
and
work.
I can also tell you firsthand they came out of my barn. So you're welcome.
There you go. Boom. These are from the barn of the bear himself. Bada bang. All right, Ty, give me another one.
We got Kathleen Kahn.
Kathleen Kahn. Like the Star Trek person. Kathleen Kahn, you're going to get a tourniquet holder with some pens in it. I don't know why I chose to do this. Oh, these pens have a light.
Take them out of the bag.
No. What if the pens break? We don't want to ruin this high-quality tourniquet holder. Boom, there you go. So this will hold approximately 4 pens for a tactical pen deployment. You can fasten this to your chest rig, plate carrier, battle belt. An infant could wear it as a first aid kit or a pen kit. You know, all our options. So really leaves it up to you. Let your imagination go. I think it is made outside of the U.S. That's why we don't sell them.
It's a good design, though.
It is a good design.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I was like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, I know. It's a good design.
It's a good design. Ty, send it.
There it is. Bada bang. Guys, if you're asking yourself, how do I get entered in to win this black Multicam SOB or this Black Hawk Level 2 retention holster or this awesome flag or this $600 Vortex Optic, you go to kalebhouse.org. You donate $10. In the dedication line, you put windshield wiper guy is lame. Okay? And we then know that you're watching the stream, right? And if you've already donated, that's cool, that's fine, that's chill. Text your homies. Reach out to your college fraternity. Go ahead and text your doctor. Let them know what's up. Reach out to your pastor. If your pastor doesn't receive this, go ahead and let go of your pastor. Fire that guy.
Someone said they think that you might have an IV of Jocko.
No, I don't. It's in can, actually.
Also, Palmetto Paratrooper is here.
Palmetto!
He asked, would it be illegal to start a charity that fills a canteen of inmates that kill pedos?
Yeah, you'll lose your 501c3 if
Yeah.
you do that. You can start it, but here's the
You
thing.
won't finish it.
Just suffice it to say that there are, we're in business and we're in ministry, and there's certain things that businesses can do better than ministries, and certain things that ministries can do better than businesses. Yeah, there's a paper trail on all of those things. What an individual citizen does out of the kindness of their own heart, depending upon what circumstances they may encounter, is, just from a plausible deniability standpoint, you don't want a paper trail for anything. That's all I'm saying.
The bear said if people doing bad stuff becomes a problem, pump Bob full of caffeine and set them loose.
What do you think I do? What, like,
Hello,
welcome,
guys.
welcome to my business model. Cigars, step 1, get Bob. Step 2, caffeinate. Step 3, profits.
Profits. All right, give me another one, Ty. Moving on.
We got Samantha Nansen.
Samantha Nansen.
That's a good book.
You are getting Strength Finders 2.0. It's the manager moving from boss to coach. Oh, that's the different book. I
Give me
thought
this.
I was reading a synopsis. It's not.
This is a great book. So it'll tell you, you take the test that comes with this book, and it gives you basically your identity type, and then there's a chapter for each type of person inside of here, and it's really cool. Like I, for example, am my personality type. I'm an ENTJ, and so that is typically called the commander. And so in this book, there's a chapter for each personality type. And so it'll tell you about yourself, but if you like, for example, if you work with somebody who's an ESFJ, how do you as an ENTJ deal with that person? How do you need to communicate? And there's a lot of stuff. It's different class, different subject, but if you understand how each different personality acts, you'll get good at looking at that person. You can start with, are they an E or an I? Are they extroverted or introverted? Like, that's usually pretty obvious when you're talking to somebody. Well, that dovetails into commo. Extroverted people tend to dominate conversations.
Yep. And
they're very quick and frankly sloppy with their words. I'm like, my wife is, she's an I, right? She's way more precise with her words. She takes her time to formulate her thoughts. So it's like, our comparison is I'm a machine gun, she's a sniper rifle, right? A good way to do this is time, literally in your head, count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. How long when you talk to somebody does it take for them to respond? And if you have somebody in your life that, like my son, for example, is this way, where we'll be having a conversation, it can take up to 30 seconds for my son to respond. And if I interrupt or interject during that 30 seconds, he'll lose his train of thought or he'll just be quiet. And so you start timing people, right? How long does it take? What's their average response time with their words? And if it's more than a few seconds, that person's an I, not an E.
Yeah.
Because E's are just out there with their words constantly. And then on from there, are they intuitive? Are they feeling? Are they judging, et cetera, et cetera? And when you learn these different things about people and their personality types, you can communicate with them better. And I tell my kids all the time, all successful people have one thing in common. It's not their nation of origin, it's not their religion, it's not their ethnicity, it's not the color of their skin, it's not their socioeconomic status, it's that they all successfully communicate.
Yeah.
They're effective communicators. And so it seems like a dumb little book, but if you take it and run with it and onboard it, there's actually a lot of power in this book. The reason we have one of these to give away is because I got these for everybody on the staff, so we can figure out who's who. What do you got?
When you got that book, it's a way for us to understand our coworkers too. Why are they talking the way that they are?
Yep.
Also, how do I need to communicate with that person, because they're not going to take it the same way I am. My husband has the same type as you.
Yep.
Not me.
Yep.
I'm completely different.
Right.
Yep.
And you have to learn how one coworker may be very timid. The other one needs you to look at them directly in the face and say it bluntly.
And like with my wife, for example, 2 things that she hates that I do when we're communicating that she told me about, which is awesome because, again, commo, it's super important. She's like, number 1, like, don't interrupt me because I'm taking my time to gather my thoughts. Number 2, don't finish my sentences. Like, even if you think you know what I'm going to say, don't let me say it. I need to say it. I'm like, cool. Like, we had never had that conversation before. And so it's actually really important. What's up? You just spying on me?
They want to know the name of that book again.
Strengths Finders 2.0.
Yeah, it's an awesome book. We do a Refuge Book of the Month Club here. And so the staff has the book of the month available to them. They can read it, they can ingest it, they can keep it, they can write all over it, everything like that. They get copies. And so what we have is a few extras of the different books of the month. So yesterday we gave away a couple different ones. The Power of One More through Ed Milet. That's an amazing book. Extreme Ownership. That is actually a requirement for employee. If you haven't read Extreme Ownership, you get 30 days upon hire to read Extreme Ownership. Otherwise, you can no longer work here. If you can't read a book to work here, like you're not gonna make it.
The rest of that shit ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, you're gonna, and trust me, you need to read that book if you're struggling. What's up?
I think that the Strengths Finder one, that's an online test that comes with the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's not
Yep.
one you can take without the book. You have to have the book to take it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta
There's
have
an
it.
individual code for the test that's inside of each book.
Yep.
It's at the back of the book.
Where is the thermometer at now for donations?
2,670 unique donors. $163,000 total donated.
Thank you guys so
Praise
much
Yah.
for donating. Praise Yah. All praise to the Most High. Thank you for giving. The Lord loves those who give with a joyful heart. Remember that. He delights in that. And so take pride in something good that the Lord can delight in what you do, right?
I'm going to go piss.
Go
You got
do
this?
it. Send
I'm
it.
right back.
Guys, if you're wondering what we're talking about with these donations and everything, we're raising money for Kaleb House. If you haven't shared this out, share it out far and wide. I'm talking to you, YouTube. If you haven't texted your mom about this, why? And if you haven't texted your daughter or son about this, why? And if you haven't texted your dentist about this, why, bro? It's just time. It's past 2:30. That was a dentist joke. I'm sorry. I tried my best, guys. You know what? We're on hour going on hour 3 now.
Someone said, "Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Bear."
That's right. The Price is Bear. We can do some giveaways. I'm down to do a couple. Ty, why don't you go ahead and send it on one?
We got a Joshua Lonek.
Joshua Lonick, you are going to win a bear dog tag. On the back it says Beholden to No Man and a sticker pack. We got the mission statement, carry an F and TQ, prevent pedophilia, map is not okay, the refuge sticker right here going towards you, coming in guns hot. That's for you, Ty. We can go ahead and send it on the next one. We're giving away stuff the whole stream, guys. We still got optics. We still got holsters. We still got camo. There's a bunch of good stuff. First aid kits, surgical sets, adventure bags, coffee, you name it. Send it on the next one, Ty.
All right, Russell Richards.
Russell Richards, you are the proud new owner of a paintball gun. We are not going to ship any CO2 with this because apparently that's not okay to do and it's hard and there's hazard things. But you are going to get a paintball gun. Inside of it is some stuff that you may need for your paintball gun. It's brand new, as well as you got the little hopper here. So yeah, I hope you have a fun time with this and make some memories. Go shoot some chickens or something. That's a good time. Send it on another one, Ty.
All right, we got George Tapkus.
George Tapkus.
I hope I said that right.
Hey, man, you're doing good. George Tapkus. What are we going to do, George? What are you thinking? What are you thinking, George? We've got... You guessed it. You guessed it, George. It's a Ninja Star and a Mule Sauce. Two things that could not exist without each other right here. We got a Ninja Star and Mule Sauce. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. So I hope you enjoy this. I don't know if this is an actual Ninja Star. I think it's just like a, swag memorabilia thing. But the Mule Sauce is pretty good. You should try it.
You can find out.
Hey, Brenda Price wants to know, can she donate an item to give away?
Yeah, you can donate an item to give away.
Oh, Brenda.
Yeah.
She's like on stuff all the time.
Brenda's on stuff all the time. Brenda's a fan.
Prince?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up,
She
Brent
wants,
Prince?
she wants to donate something.
Yeah, she wants to donate something to give away.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead. If it's something
What
you...
is it?
Hey, and her, John, just started. If you're in the Tennessee area and you need some land cleared, Jericho Land Co., I think is what it is, Jericho Land Clearing. So, go check them out.
Heck yeah, dude. That's freaking dope.
Yeah, I just posted about them on the
I saw that.
on the socials,
On the social.
on the gram of the Inst.
Brenda, if you want to email admin at Refuge Medical, let us know what it is, or you can put it in the chat.
Medic Mouse. What's up, brah?
Did you see his email?
I saw his email.
Guys, we are trying to get new people to the stream right now. Remember, we need 20,000 unique donations. What is a unique donation, Bob? Great question, Bob. I'll answer it for you. A unique donation is a donation that hasn't already happened. right? It is unique. It's different. It's new, right? So if you're like, man, I want to donate again, go ahead, text your wife who hasn't donated yet and tell her, hey, babe, I need you to donate and comment live stream and put my name in there. Okay, cool. Or text your best friend that you were just hanging out with yesterday and you guys need to take this more seriously together, right? And say, hey, man, go ahead and donate. Put your name in the live stream, right? Somebody said paintball gun? Psh, Milsim tactical rifle. Sure, yeah, absolutely. We got another paintball gun down here, too. That one comes with like a little Tipman sock on it,
Mike
too.
Golf likes your bangs fair.
Heck yeah. You gotta love those bangs.
Brenda sent me a picture of her item.
What is it?
What
Is it cool?
It is a blue camouflage squat survival bag.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Whoa, that's gonna be worth some cheddar.
Those
Blue-
things are freaking hard to get.
Yeah, they
On
are.
a sticky note for whoever's getting it.
On a sticky note.
Oh, dang, dude. Look at
Oh,
that.
snap.
Dude, that's a sick camo. So that is the bag that Brenda is going to be offering up right now.
YouTube too, because you're showing.
So that's the bag right there. That's what we got. And you can show, I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, they can
or
see it.
not.
I can see, yeah.
Boom. So if you haven't donated, you need to donate to win prizes like that. And you feel like, man, I don't need a blue bag. But do you have an AR-10 that is needing this optic on it, though? I mean, dude, that's some serious business. Or maybe you have a coffee cup that's deprived of caffeine. All of these are options if you go to www.kalebhouse.org.
That
Caleb with a K.
that optic, just in case anybody's wondering, I can confirm has engaged targets to 1,100 meters in the desert. So if you're wondering, like, but is it any good? Like, well, I replaced it with something else. That's a 6-18. I went with a 6-24, mostly because Primary Arms for a hot minute was just throwing gear at me for free. And they were like, when are you going to do a review? I was like, who said I was going to do a review? They're like, oh.
Classic.
I was like, I test shit. Like, I'm not a whore. And they're like, oh, and then that well dried up.
Yeah,
but
we'll have that on those big jobs.
But that 3-18, not a problem at all, shooting out to 1,100.
Praise report. Brenda Prince's test came back no cancer.
Praise
Dude, praise
ya!
ya!
That's
That is awesome,
hey,
dude.
I told you in Dallas, praise ya, you were already healed.
Dude.
And that you just needed to believe it.
Dude, amen. The Father is good.
Yep.
He is an all-powerful, omniscient, in-control Father. I know that the world is crazy right now. Sure, Trump might get arrested. Sure, that one Wagner Russia guy died or whatever, maybe, right? He had 1 billion disguises. The world's always been crazy. There's nothing new under the sun. And just so you know, if you think that this whole child sex trafficking thing is new, I would refer you to your Bible. Read about Moloch. Read about the prophets of Baal. Okay, and what they did and what they required, and realize that you, my friend, have been drafted into a millennia-old war between good and evil. And you don't get to decide whether you're in it. Your complacency is allowance for the enemy. You have a decision to make. Get involved. Do something. Like we said earlier, it's the first frickin' letter in his name. Yod. Do. Send me another one, Ty.
We got Kathy Green.
Kathy Green, where'd do the bag? The bag just came up, right?
Yep.
Do the bag. Kathy Green gets the Brenda bag.
The Benda brag?
The Brenda brag.
Benda brag.
The blue camo Squatch Survival get bag.
Live now for a solid.
Hey man,
3
you ain't gonna
hours.
if you ain't Brendan bags. What are you doing? You know,
Up to 166K.
dude.
Praise ya.
Praise Yah, guys. We have 2,670 donors, right? We have $166,000 that we have raised for Kaleb House in the last 24 hours now. We're going.
Yep.
Dude, I don't know what to say. I honestly do not know what to say besides praise Yah, and that feels cheap. Okay, dude, should be more.
You know what? Like, even though it's only 2,670 unique donors, that many people
Yep.
raise that much freaking money.
I know. That's awesome.
That's not people just throwing $10.
I know. It's
That's-
awesome.
So how about this? We were talking about this yesterday on the live stream because it hit us. We were sitting there, we were looking at the donors, and we did the math, and we're realizing what we're spending our time on right now. And we go, oh man, this is about saving lives, right? Well, in service to the Father's kingdom and not ourselves, and profiteering through Refuge and trying to build the business. And we are experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing. And that is just so empowering. I don't have words to accurately express how empowering that is for all of us here, for everybody who's involved, the guys and gals who are out on the street right now canvassing, for the guys and gals who are typing and clicking away at computers like freaking super hackers, right? And then for, you know, us over here in the media center, what we're doing, we just appreciate y'all so much. Please keep sharing it out, keep spreading the good news, and let's get these donors. We need 20,000 donors. We only need another 17.5K. That ain't nothing, dude. Y'all's done way more than that. Are you freaking kidding me? What do you got, Lauren?
No Whining said, does the 156, probably the 166,000 include from yesterday, because they donated yesterday? Yes, that is the total amount that has been raised.
Yep.
During
Almost 400 people here. I don't know how many are on Tickety Talks.
Aaron Sarka, what's up? Aaron said, "Ooh, Bear, I finally get to see you live. It's been a minute." I don't know what Aaron sounds like, but that's what I meant.
In your head, that's Aaron.
Ooh, Bear.
Ooh, Bear.
I finally get to see you live. It's been a minute.
Heck yeah, dude.
What is happening? Why?
I got
Lawrence Gimbal is really struggling right now. TMC said 5x5 again. Yeah, guys, we had a phone die on us. It's no big deal. Weirder things have happened in the live stream. I promise you that. Don't worry, Lauren's fixing it. Guys, we're about to start doing rapid fire raffle.
I'm
right?
so friggin' hungry, man. I want to eat a cow.
Do it.
He does it. He's not joking. Like, legitimately, nothing else, no sides.
No, meat.
Just meat.
Meat.
There's a scene inside of Parks and Recreation where Ron Swanson
This one?
walks
That's
into
okay.
a diner and he says,
That's
"Could
one
you
of those
give
batteries.
me all the eggs and bacon that you have?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." And Ron Swanson stops and he goes, "Hold on. I'm afraid that what you think I just said was give me a lot of eggs and bacon. What I said was give me all the eggs and bacon that you have."
Yeah.
And that reminds me so much of T. He's like, "I'm going to go eat a cow." It's like, yeah, he probably means that.
If there was a way to do it, I would have a cow on tether out here in the grass, and every day I would walk out to it and cut another ribeye off of it. They're just like, "What's up, Bessie? Hold on, stand still." You know, grab it by the horn, go in real quick, slice up, pull it. "Thank you." And it's like slap a pressure bandage on it and walk away.
Remember Dwight with the horse?
Settlers still considering it. George Foreman's considering it.
With
Sharper Image said no.
You can probably do
no. Hey, crickets are clean for Leviticus 11, but they're not at the top of the list. I don't know if you noticed that. It's like, and if you guys get down to where you have to eat a bug, this is the bug that you eat, okay?
RL. Yes,
I'm working on it.
That should count as 2 different donations.
Yeah.
My time healed. Bear, are the surgery buckets going to be a staple thing at Refuge?
Oh my gosh, we said the quiet thing out
Oh,
loud?
don't say the quiet thing out loud.
Ah, shit, we're there now. Yes, surgery buckets are live at refugemedical.com. You tell me, if we blow through the first 50 in, a reasonable amount of time, then yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
See,
Get one
when
while
you
it's hot.
when you test a product, right, there's unfortunately part of that equation is the viability of the market, right? So you can have the best product in the world, but if the market doesn't agree with you, you don't have a great product, right? It might do something awesome, but there's only so many, if 3 people agree with you that it's awesome, that's not really a viable product.
Yeah.
We are, at times it's very unfortunate we run a business. Refuge is a business,
Yep.
it's not a ministry.
Yep.
It sure as shit feels like a ministry a lot of the time. And we are the only business that I know of that this is our model, to the point where it is so damn frustrating. Some of the people that I consult with, like I'm in Ed Milet and Andy Frizella's professional development and coaching group. Those guys are beasts when it comes to doing business. I have one-on-ones with Kip Folks of Under Armour and Origin. I'm not exaggerating, right? And so these guys know what they're talking about. And I'm getting pointed tactical advice from them. And I'm like, yeah, I still have to filter that through Refuge. Because what we do is different than every other company on the face of the earth. Because our mission statement is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom.
Yep.
Not while in service to Bail, not while in service to Wells Fargo or Citicorp.
Yep.
To save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom, not the shareholders, and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing. And so we're weird, right? There's every single e-commerce professional on the planet would tell you the dumbest thing you could do is shut your website down on Saturday.
Right.
That is the #1 day to transact on the internet. And I know it because I see the sessions. When I log back in and I look at the sessions and I'm like, oh shit, a whole bunch of people went to the website today. And you think, man, look at all that money that we lost. You know, another way to rephrase that is look at how many people saw that we observe the Sabbath and we take it seriously. And if you really want to participate, we'll be back at sundown.
Yeah, dude.
And so it's odd, right? It's odd the way that we run this company, because if there's somebody else out there doing it the same way we are, to the level we are, I haven't run across them yet. And so all that to say, yeah, if the surgical buckets sell, they will be a staple. If they don't sell, probably not. We'll see.
So, Aaron Sarka, you asked a good question. You said, are you guys sending any aid to Maui? Currently, we're not. What we're doing is we're raising money for Kaleb House. Kaleb House is an organization that is building a facility to restore victims of child sex trafficking. They work directly here in Conus, and so we're focusing all of our efforts onto Kaleb House to have the maximum impact possible through that organization against absolute evil in this world, right? It's not that there aren't a ton of different really, really big challenges that we as an American people are facing. It's just that you get to, you kill the bird in front of you, you know, like you can eat the food on your plate.
Let me talk about that, because I've had some phone calls in my capacity as president of Grindstone Ministries with people outside of the government who are rendering aid in Maui. And you always take for granted what you know. Right? To me, what is common sense, what's been learned over 41 deployments with Grindstone and working as a FEMA contractor before that, and having literally grown up sitting on a bulldozer. My earliest memories are sitting on my dad's lap, operating heavy equipment. I was 3 years old the first time I was in the bucket truck, right? So like, that's just life to me. So you take that for granted. Then you talk to somebody who's in situ, they're in the middle of it, and I'm telling them what to me is just normal common sense stuff. And they're like, hold on, slow down, start over again. I gotta write that down. And I've had a couple of half an hour to 45-minute long conversations with people who are not in Maui at Lahaina, but who are assisting the effort in Lahaina. And so that's how I'm capable of helping right now. I can't deploy Grindstone to Maui. We're not there. Our war chest isn't big enough, and we are building Kaleb House, as Bob was saying. But I am in contact with people who are assisting in Maui, and I'm trying to help them with our lessons learned so that they can short circuit the learning curve and be as effective as possible on site.
Yeah, also information and awareness is a big thing. I know that you shared a lot of info about Maui. I've shared a lot of info about Maui. It's definitely something that we're talking about. I've heard you talk about it multiple times on the brief. There's a lot of, the big thing with Maui support is it's challenging to get the funds into the right hands, to get the resources into the right hands, because everything is being so controlled by the powers that be there. And so there's only a few organizations that are really working well with the locals to distribute goods, and even that's been shut down a couple of different times. And so if you're going to donate, if you're going to help Maui, make sure you're going to the right organization.
So one of the things that's really fishy too with Maui, just from my own personal experience.
Medic Mouse just donated that to the giveaway.
Awesome. There are more FEMA agents in Maui than there were in Mayfield, Kentucky. And the storm that hit Mayfield, EF5 tornado, was on the ground for 186 miles. And there is more FEMA in Maui than there was in Mayfield, Kentucky. In Rolling Fork, Mississippi, EF4, that leveled the town of Rolling Fork. They hit the downtown area. There wasn't a home or a structure that was unaffected. 1.4 square miles of devastation. There were four FEMA agents. And there's, at last count, 150 in Maui.
Yeah, and there's
So what the hell is going on there?
there's a bunch of weird rumors about
Yep.
FEMA and Maui right now too.
Yeah, where are the kids? Where did all the kids go?
Yeah. Yeah, why there's so many weird things.
Uh-huh.
There's so many weird things with FEMA.
It's almost like there's like an international cabal that somehow has something against children and utilizes them for their own purposes. Should I say the quiet part out loud? Satanic ritual abuse.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. You mean this is biblical?
Yep.
Dude, here's the best way to get involved, I bet. I bet if you go to www.kalebhouse.org right now and you make a $10 donation, it'll get matched, right? In the dedication line, you can put live stream. That enters you to win a bunch of merch. I just got handed this merch. This just came across my desk.
You gotta tap it. No, like this,
Oh.
like a newscaster. And then in the background it goes beep 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 beep.
Breaking news, breaking
This
news.
just in.
This is a full sound system that has just been donated by Medic Mouse. Shout out to Medic Mouse in the chat.
Nice.
We've got
I thought those were drum mags.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's what I
They're
thought.
not drum mags?
They're not.
They
Those are
sure as shit look like drum mags.
2 tower speakers as well as a 400-watt amplifier.
Awesome.
This is looking pretty dang nice. I don't know if this goes to a boat or to a car. It goes to something. You can make sound come out of this, though. So shout out to Medic Mouse. I'm sure this costed money or some sort of resource.
You could make sound come out of this.
If you put wires into it right,
You're
I'm
so
sure you
good
can.
at this.
I do my
Put the
best.
black wire in the black terminal, the red wire in the red terminal.
Boom.
What do you,
sound.
What?
Aaron Sarka was wondering about if there was a way to donate clothes and extra food. Oh, that's why she was asking about Maui, I guess.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I would try to figure out, do some Google Foo and see what groups are active
So
there.
the American Red Cross will have VRC's Volunteer Resource Center set up in Maui. It's a technique called phone freaking. You keep calling and talking to somebody until you find out the right person to talk to. I would phone freak your way to whoever is boots on the ground with the American Red Cross in Maui. The American Red Cross is pretty good at a lot of things. They have loaded leadership.
Yeah.
But if you find the person who's operating the VRC, the Volunteer Resource Center, on the ground, get a hold of them directly. They will tell you how to get stuff to you, or how to get stuff to them, and it's going to look a lot more like getting it to the Big Island and then having it transport in from there.
Yeah.
You're not going to FedEx stuff directly to them.
No. That's not gonna happen. It's super weird too. The only company that's allowed to ship to Amazon or to Maui right now is Amazon. But
also, something a lot of the times after a catastrophic storm, people send a lot of clothing, and it's typically not the greatest need.
yeah.
It's food, water, shelter, baby stuff. Baby stuff is huge. Formula, diapers, wipes, bottles, toys. A lot of people send like children's toys to try and provide some comfort after the fact. Logistically, that's really challenging to do. The only way that really works is strike teams. If somebody's going out into the neighborhoods to deliver toys and clothes and stuff like that, because at the VRC it ends up getting stuck in the corner. Nobody takes it. Nobody's pushing it. Nobody really wants it.
Yep.
And I can tell you they're not doing strike teams in Lahaina because there's no citizens, there's no residents left to bring it to. There's no structures to bring it to. So I would get directly in contact with whoever's running the VRC, find out what they need, and again, it's going to be food, water, shelter items, maybe med call stuff, and then baby stuff.
Dude, Kermode Bear, another coworker donating. Praise Yah. That is
Praise Yah.
awesome, brother. All right, so we are going to start raffling off some stuff here. What do we got? Where's my peeps?
I got it.
There we go.
Justin Green.
Justin Green, you are going to win this awesome sound system right here. Once again, I do not know what this is for, my guy. Yeah,
Wait.
Medic Mouse.
But you-
Medic Mouse says that it is a waterproof Bluetooth enabled amp that hooks up to the 2 speakers that can mount to any kind of roll bar or whatever you have. The speakers are also waterproof.
It's
Nice.
waterproof, can mount to whatever. There you go.
Side by side, Jeep,
Dude, that'd be super dope.
truck.
All right. Is Josh Butler in the chat?
Yeah,
Butler.
Josh
I saw
Butler's in the
Josh.
chat.
Butler.
Yeah.
Shalom, Butler. You freaking cool guy.
Ready?
Send it.
Lucas Brothers.
Lucas Brothers, you have won a Blackhawk T-Series holster. This is a left-hand T-Series holster, so you got to know somebody who's wrong-handed. But I mean, this is a bad mamma jamma. I mean, do something with it. Find somebody who's a lefty. Maybe you are a lefty. You don't know. But this is coming to you. Blackhawk T Series Level 2 retention holster. Brand new in the box.
If you can't use it, I bet you there's somebody on the police force where you're at who could absolutely use it.
That's a great word. That's a great word. And it's going to fit majority of Glock models, too.
Yep.
Send it.
Constant Smith.
Constant Smith. Constant Smith. You are going to get a splinting module. Inside of this comes an old Sam splint. We got an Ace bandage.
I mean, it's still in the wrapper.
It's perfectly
It's
serviceable.
it's,
I mean,
it's
good.
brand new.
It's
It's just aged.
It's aged. It's an aged Sam splint. A perfectly good Sam splint.
We're not giving away old medical equipment.
Gee, Bob, I wonder why sales are down today. It's like we have all these old kits that we're selling today. The old timey
The old Sam splint. So yeah, that's what you're getting. It's a splinting module. Break something, you can use it. Don't break something, you can't use it. You know, do whatever you want. It's your job.
Don't break anything.
Yeah,
Just
don't break it.
Don't break anything.
Sarah Mitchell.
Sarah Mitchell is getting an adventure bag.
Nice.
This right here, Sarah
Oh.
Mitchell, is going to you. This is an OD green adventure bag. These are no longer made. We don't even make OD green stuff anymore. This is going to you. This is in a bin somewhere.
that's gonna be vintage here
And this
soon.
is vintage too. It's got the bear tag.
That is vintage.
Bear tag.
Nice.
Shout out. Boom. That's going to you, my friend. I hope you enjoy it. Use it for something positive in this world. If you guys are wanting to get involved, if you want to get entered into the giveaway right now, go to kalebhouse.org. Donate $10, right? If you haven't donated yet. And in the dedication line, put windshield wiper guy, put windshield wiper, put live stream, something like that. We'll know what's up. And we'll be tracking that. We got a team of admins that are tracking the donations as they come in nonstop. We're raising money for Kaleb House, which is a restoration facility for victims of child sex trafficking. Okay, and so what they're doing is they're giving a safe home for these children that absolutely need some sort of guidance moving forward. Oh, we're good.
Hey, we have a thing.
I have an update about windshield wiper guy.
Okay.
He's a felon.
Yeah.
He's a felon.
He's a felon.
What's he a felon for?
Running an old man over at his mailbox.
Really?
Yes.
He ran an old man over at his mailbox.
Screaming out his window. How fast can you run, old man?
Oh, F this piece of shit. Where is he? Where is he? Give me a city.
Van Buren.
Van Buren.
Messed up and was within a tank of gas.
Completely unrelated. I need to clean my firearms now.
Yeah, and I'm sure we don't know anybody in Van Buren either.
Are those actual ninja
These
stars?
are actual ninja
My
stars.
life is deadly with ninja stars.
Yeah, so what you do is you go ahead to www.kalebhouse.org, go ahead and donate $10.
It has to be a unique donation.
Yeah, unique donation if you're wondering what that means. Why don't you do green anymore? It just wasn't that popular. We
we
switched to
do.
Ranger Green.
We do Ranger Green, not OD Green. Because Ranger Green has an incredibly low IR signature, and so all the cool guys now are running Ranger Green because it doesn't glow in the dark under nods like
Yeah.
OD Green can.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, the future is now.
Yeah.
It's a sad deal.
Ready?
All right, send it.
Don Crick.
Don Crick, come on
We
down.
got 2 ninja stars coming your way, Don Crick. That
Hold on.
way.
Send him a pack of gauze with that as well, please,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Tourniquet.
he's gonna need it.
You know what? I got a little boo-boo gun.
Yeah, there you go.
See,
Those
also-
go together.
You also got an iPad for eye injuries, just in case. So we're gonna send these with the Ninja Stars. Better safe than sorry. We're responsible Ninja Star users here. What do you got? You had something over there, Lauren? You raised your hand and then you started touching your ear.
Oh.
Do you have somebody in your ear telling you something? Or live
What was
from
that?
mid-
All right, live from my head, from my eyeballs and the screen. Real question. I've tried many ways, but struggle to find a legit place to stock up on antibiotics to add to my med buckets. Any suggestions?
Jace Medical.
Jace Medical.
That's the easiest, best option. Fish antibiotics.
Scott Clunan.
Scott Clunan is getting this fresh pound of disaster civil unrest coffee. Now they call it civil unrest because that's what's coming soon to a theater near you. You know, the election, all that stuff. So we're just getting you prepped up. This is what you brew when Antifa shows up. Is that what they grew? When they're on the
Lone
roof?
Star Living asked if we have reached out to Matt at Demo Ranch or Wrangler Star to help promote this. He knows we've worked with them. Yes.
Yeah, we have.
So-
Wrangler Star said they weren't going to do it because they get a lot, and then I don't think Demo Ranch has reached back out. And you know, everybody has their own platform and is able to do what they want to do.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. I would say this. Assume, because you'd be correct, that we've reached out to everybody we're affiliated with. And if you don't see them promoting what we're talking about since yesterday morning through tomorrow afternoon, that should be an indication in of itself.
Yep. I mean, that is what it is, you know? If you donated yesterday, are you in the raffle? Yes, you are in the raffle, and your name could be called at any time. Do you have a total of the dollar amount raised so far? Yes, last time we pulled it, which was a minute ago, we were at $166,000 that has been raised for Kaleb House so far. Praise Yah. That is freaking awesome. We have over 2,600 unique donations. We're going to get an updated number here soon of what that is going to look like. Space Force base is at Maui, maybe. Who knows? How far can we go with that?
Oh my gosh.
KalebHouse.org.
KalebHouse.org.
Matt-
Kaleb House, Kaleb with a K. Kaleb, Kaleb House.org.
Apparently, Magic Prepper ran a promo for this last night.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Cool guy. All right, send me the next one, Todd.
Jesse Buckland.
What is it?
Jesse Buckland.
Jesse Buckland, you are getting this Havalon pocket knife. And this is one of those razor blade pocket knives.
It's literally razor sharp.
It's literally razor sharp. Sorry, I don't
Keep
know
that away from my eyeball, yo.
And it comes with a set of replacement blades too, so you can take that off and then replace the blade. He's gonna shave with it on camera, just so you can know right there. Dude, good grief, man!
And now you're going to send that blade.
And now you're gonna get a hairy bear blade. He's removed the DNA. It's fine. There's hair there. I watched it.
Yep, it's nasty sharp.
Yeah,
I had a
that's-
brother give this to me about 5 years ago. That I guess he got a couple of them, loved it, and he's like, you know, for the next time you're, you know, butchering, you should use one of these. And I'm like, that's super cool. Also, by the way, and so while I absolutely appreciate him giving it to me, it sat in the barn for 5 years. So,
Now is blessing you, Jesse.
yep,
Maybe you can use it for butchering. I hear that it would be good for that.
it's
Just like
incredibly
clean it
sharp.
first.
Be
Yeah.
careful with it.
Here you go. Boom. Send it on the next.
Michael Devers.
Michael Devers. Let's do it.
Can we get an eye shield?
Mike.
From refugemedical.com.
Where's it at? There we go. Michael Devers, you are getting the no retreat flag right here. It's got the old school World War I soldier bayonet and a bad guy. Probably a Nazi. I'm going to assume it is in my head.
Not from World War One. There were no Nazis in World War One. Well, we'll go ahead and say World War Two.
A guy who studies history just said that World War I had Nazis. Sick. I've been on the internet too long, guys. Yeah, we're doing it.
We could say he's a Prussian.
Yeah, he's a Prussian.
He's a
That's what it
Prussian.
is. That's what it is.
Joshua Shetler said Bear can't help himself but to put some hair on a knife. I think that's a real thing because Heath does that too. Like he pulls out a knife and it's like, how sharp is it? He goes like,
If it's not shaving sharp, it's not sharp.
It was a great
true.
toss.
That was a good
That
throw.
was a good toss. Send the next.
Okay.
Where is Tennessee? Girl, you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh, I know this name.
What is his name?
Andrew Barnes.
Andrew!
Nice.
We love you.
He's gonna get.
Dude, that guy fixed our hot water heater. Just
That
saying.
guy's
He's
awesome.
like,
I love
Andrew
Andy.
Barnes is gonna get this super dope. Is this a jacket? I think it's a jacket. Yeah, it is a
It's a
jacket.
blouse.
It's a blouse. This is a desert camo. What is it? DC, right? And it's, I don't know, it's milsurp. It's pretty dope. It smells like milsurp, which is one of the better smells on the planet, in my opinion. It rivals that of Old Book. And so here you go. That's coming to you, Andy.
I think Andy, the last thing
Maybe
Andy
you
wants
ship
to
it to
see is camouflage from his glory days. But you know, hey, whatever.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, do we even ship it to him? Or
Yeah.
do you just give it to
I
him
drive it
when
to
you
him.
drive,
Drive it
when you
past
drive
his
home?
house. All right, send me the next.
Throw it at his
Kyle
mailbox
Vincent.
as you drove by.
What?
Kyle Vincent.
Kyle Vincent. We got
Oh,
the black
shit.
Multicam SOB. right here, and this is a son of a bitch. Never mind. No, this is small. The back kit from Refuge Medical, small little company. You might have heard of it. But that company right there is absolutely awesome in supporting it the way that we have. And this Mamma Jamma is a limited edition. It's only been run on Black Friday one time.
Last year.
Last year, right? And so there's only, I think, 100 of these in existence. This is one of them. This is now yours, Kyle. I hope you use it. I hope you look like a cool guy wearing this and think of us. Thank you so much for donating to Kaleb House. Bless you for blessing others, brother. And we got a friggin'
We have
update
some
right now.
people asking also how they get entered to win. So after you give an update.
Yep, absolutely. So guys, we just had an update. We've had 2,800 unique donations so far. Praise Yah.
Amen.
That is freaking awesome. So what that is that's 2,800 matched $10 donations. We're raising money for Kaleb House right now. Kaleb House is a non-for-profit organization that's building a restoration facility for juvenile sex trafficking victims, right? And so they're building this location so that kids who have been hurt have a safe place to live. So far, we've raised over $170,000. That is unbelievable, praise Yah.
And that's an average donation of $60 a
Dude,
piece.
dude.
That's awesome.
Bro, bless you guys. Seriously, if you want to give right now, if you want to get entered into this giveaway, go to kalebhouse.org. Donate $10. We need another unique donation. So if you haven't donated yet, it's time to get involved. And then if you have, reach out to somebody who doesn't know that this is happening right now. Tell them this is going on because we've still got optics and gear and paintball guns.
And we got 20 minutes.
And we got 20 minutes.
For this giveaway.
Yeah, you're running out of time. So go and share it quick as you can. So that's how you get entered if you ask. Go to kalebhouse.org, donate $10 in the dedication line. Right, live stream. Windshield wiper guy, windshield wiper, that'll work too.
William N. Yeah, the first 10 of your donation will be matched.
Yep.
The rest of it still goes towards Kaleb House. It just won't be matched.
Yeah, every bit of all these donations is going directly towards the efforts of Kaleb House to build the facility for these children, right? There's nobody else involved here. The super donor just wants to maximize their impact. That's why they have a lump sum that they want to donate, but they want to match 20,000 people in order to create an army of prayer warriors. Because we want 20,000 people aware of Kaleb House, praying for it actively for the people who work there and for the children that they're working to restore. Right? So go to www.kalebhouse.org, $10, dedication line, right, live stream. Ty, send it. Or Britt, send it.
Brian Weaver.
Ryan Weaver. Ryan Weaver is getting this bad Mamma Jammin' surgical module that never went to market. So this has got some scalpels and goodies and stuff like that. You could do field surgery if you were so qualified. You could also study the fine art of how to sew. You know, or hey, throw it in a bunker or something.
No skin glue, right?
I don't think so.
The surgical bucket is live though.
Yes.
Because that got brought up earlier in the live stream. The surgical bucket is live.
Yeah, the surgical bucket is live right now. This is an idea that started to formulate the surgical bucket actually, so that's kind of cool. A little bit of history there. All right, send on the next.
Anthony Forrester.
Anthony Forrester, these brand new Ziti oats are coming your way. So Brandon, you might be wondering, what the heck's a Ziti oat? Sure, absolutely. So a Ziti oat, it's a biblical command. It exists inside of Numbers and also Deuteronomy. They are tassels that you are to wear on the corners of your garments to remember the commands of Elohim. And we have a great example of this in Yeshua, Jesus. When he's walking through the square, there was a woman who had been suffering a menstrual cycle for years.
12 years.
12 years. And when you had a menstrual cycle as a woman at that time, it actually kept you out of the camp. So you were separated from everybody. So not only was she going through that pain and that suffering from all those cramps and that bleeding for that time period, she's also doing it alone. And she chased down the Messiah. She saw him. And upon approach, she collapsed. She couldn't get to him. And she thought to herself, if I could only touch the tassels of the Most High, I'll be healed. And she does that. She touches the corner of his garment. And when she does that, Messiah feels it. She looks at him, or he looks at her and says, by your faith, today you've been healed.
So you mean to tell me that Messiah was wearing tassels?
I do. I
and
do
you
mean
mean
to
to tell me in 1 Peter 2:21 it says, "For this you have been called, that Messiah, having suffered for your sins, that you might walk in his steps."
Oof.
And so we're supposed to do what Messiah did.
That's got served, bro.
Wow. and you're supposed to tell me that in Numbers 15, verse 37, it says that you will put a zitzit, a cord of blue, in the corners of your garments, so that you will remember and do all the commands of Yahweh your Elohim, and that Jesus wore tassels so he could remember to do the Torah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, no,
Just making sure I had that right.
Dude, you're like a tank with those tracks.
Huh. Cool.
No, in all seriousness, and so I hope, brother, that I pray that the Father blesses you with this. I pray that you hear Him and you do His will. And I pray you read His Word and it finds you well, and that these bless you as mine have blessed me. You know. So there you go, my man. Some tassels coming your way. Send it, Whit.
Dmitry Lipke.
Dmitry Lipke, that's a dope name. Dmitry, I'm putting a bunch of random stuff inside of this cigar box, and I'm not even gonna tell you what it is. There you go, man. You got a random cigar box coming your way.
No, super chats are not considered a donation. Please do not give your donation to YouTube.
Yeah, no, so YouTube's going to take some off the top there. We don't want to do that. Super chats are not considered a donation. It's all going through the actual donation portal on Kaleb House. That way it can be tracked through all the proper channels. We can report it properly at the end of the year, all the things, because we like, to do things the proper way. So that's how we're trying to tell you guys to donate. It would be a mess to donate to the Refuge YouTube and then try to get that over to Kaleb House, two separate organizations. All right, send it on the next one.
Screen name is Whiskey and Weights.
Whiskey and Weights.
Nice.
Whiskey and Weights. You are going to get this bad mamma jammin' set of DC BDU pants. I don't know what you're going to do with them, but it's important. Hopefully you're in the desert and you're seeking concealment. Remember your 7 C's or whatever it is. All that stuff. I'm doing my best.
7 S's of camouflage.
Sure.
Shine, signature, shape,
Hello.
silhouette.
Whatever.
Got more donations coming
I
in.
just play one on the internet. I don't know anything. Wow, I'm not the only one who loves to sniff books. Yeah, I mean, I actually have a really weird sniffer. They were talking about it in
Oh my gosh.
Because I can
Oh.
tell people by their scent.
It's so weird the way.
It has a scent. And I just,
Look at his face.
Start using the word aroma.
It's just.
If he's gonna talk like that, he's got to use the word aroma.
Sniffing the other members of the team.
I'm not
there-
Biden-esque, like not in a joke way, like just like naturally breathing around people.
I promise you corrective action will be taken.
HR.
Help!
Somebody get
There she goes.
I've been
Bob
sniffing.
sniffing people.
You'll have that. I
Can
mean,
you go ahead and write them up, all right?
Kyle just wrote, "Is Bob Biden?" No, no. You can
But
tell
I've never
because I say the word Yeshua and don't collapse, and so that's how you know.
How do you guys daily your ziotes? Do you clip them and leave them exposed, or clip them in your pocket?
This
No,
how,
so
this is how I do it.
they're clipped to your belt loops,
I do it right here. You got a little tassel right here. A little
Yep.
discreet Z.
and yeah,
And all different styles.
yep.
I'll let you come on.
Mine are tied to my belt loop, right there. So remember and do. I can tell you, there are dozens of people who still have all the teeth in their head because I was wearing these. Because I'll just get to the point where, some guy runs over an old man with his car in Van Buren, and I'm like, this asshole right here, I'm about to knock every tooth out of his head, and then I'll grab this tassel and remember,
See,
all right.
see, TJ's tassels used to be this long, and then over use they've stretched out.
Over time.
They were 1.5 feet long, and I've just broken them. That's every time I grab them, they break.
Jimmy Carr said, "Use your senses, Bob. I've got your back." Thanks, Jimmy. Nice. Send it on the next one.
David German.
David German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sherman.
Herr German.
This is a paintball.
This is a paintball firearm.
Gun.
It's not a firearm. It's a
YouTube.
paintball gun. This is a Tippmann 98 custom paintball gun. I don't know if that means anything or not, but that's what it is. It's got one of those ball things on the top that holds paintballs. That's cool. Forward assist, so that way you can get into it. And a paintball sock for paint to not get jammed up in there. I think. I'm not really sure. Maybe you need that. Maybe do you need it to go on there? It's a safety thing.
Say,
That's
I've
what
only
it is.
played paintball one time, and I know that's called a hopper, not a ball holding thingy.
Do you hear what I'm dealing with over here? You hear what I'm dealing? A lot of sass. coming from that side of the table. Anyways, you've now who's won this?
David German.
David German. You are the proud owner of a new tactical paintball. That's pretty good iron sights too. A tactical Milsim rifle, whatever he called it earlier. Send it. Next one.
Justin Hebert.
Justin Hebert is gonna win a pandemic disaster coffee blend to put a little mean bean with some cream in your cup. You mean? I don't know. I tried. I couldn't figure out a word that rhymed that I was looking for. So that's what you want right there. You want a little coffee. Thank you so much for blessing others. That's why we're blessing you. Guys, if you want to get entered in, go to kalebhouse.org, donate $10 in the dedication line, put live stream. That's going to enter you into the giveaway. We still got some awesome items that we're raffling off here. Send it on another one.
I got Jules Granger.
Jules Granger is going to win an assortment. We got a Do Not Disturb Baking in Progress sign, Genesis 9/7, #GoTeam. Do a little research, look into it, see what it means. As well as a beautiful Bear Independent dog tag, beholden to no man. There we go, coming to you. Next,
Ashley Perez.
Ashley Perez. You are going to get one of these awesome sticker packs right here. It's got an accoutrement of different stickers for you in your enjoying, or slaps as the kids call them, and a little dog tag too.
Do they really call them that?
They really do.
We get vocab lessons from Bob weekly.
Slaps?
They call them slaps. Fresh slaps on the gram, yo.
They need to quit. They just need to all the.
Yeah. It's like they
No.
just keep getting hit in the head.
I'm pushing back against that one. No.
No, I refuse.
Nope, I'm not onboarding that.
Oh, that's so funny. Badass ladies who know their stuff. I don't know what that refers to.
That was referring to me.
All right.
Hey, don't forget
Bless
the
you,
Trader
Alan.
Joe insulated bag is actually an item.
Is it really? Send it. All right,
Dude,
cool.
yes.
Sherry Vassal.
Sherry Vassal, you were getting a Trader Joe's insulated bag. This is from Refuge Training. They used to use this to carry not just paint for their paintball guns, because if it gets too hot, it'll melt, but also their blood mixes, because if that gets too hot, it'll explode in the jar. And if you're wondering, how do we know that? Don't worry, there is a little bit of proof in there for you. So you could do your own research, and you could scare your friends with this bag. It'd be super funny. Be like, hey, hand me that bag. They look inside. They're like, what the heck was in here?
Blood.
Blood.
Fake blood.
Fake blood. All right. It's always me. It's always me. I have an effect, you know?
NC,
Kiana.
grindstoneministries.com if you want to get a copy of the scriptures.
Yeah, grindstoneministries.com for scriptures and Zeet. If you guys are looking to donate time, right? Maybe you have a skill and you could survive a background check. You're not a crazy person. Go ahead and go to kalebhouse.org. There's a volunteer tab. You can fill out the form on the volunteer tab, and one of the members of the Kaleb House team will get a hold of you and start the background and vetting process. So a lot of people have reached out, hey, I don't have a lot of free funds, or I've already donated, but I'd love to come spend a week on a machine, or I'd love to come install garage doors. That's what I do. Or I'd love to help with the roof. All of that is a possibility. Go ahead and fill out that volunteer form.
And there is a background check. There is an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. You will jump through some operational security hoops. And if you don't want to jump through operational security hoops, don't email. And those that contact us and don't want to jump through operational security hoops, you get put in a file. Because why? So just throwing that out there.
Guys, we went up another 5K in the last, like, how many minutes?
Holy smoke,
job.
we went up another $5,000. Praise the Most High.
175,000.
I want to see us hit the 3K on unique donors, though.
Yeah, guys, we gotta hit 3K on unique
We're
donors.
so
We
close.
got another 7
Oh.
minutes. Send it to everybody. Push it out as hard as you can, guys. We've got this. I know we do. William, where was it? William Nybarger, he said, I just donated, but I didn't dedicate it to the live stream. That's no problem. Go ahead and email admin at Refuge Medical. I'm going to go ahead and have you win this sticker pack right here, my man. This will be coming out to you. This has got a bunch of cool different slaps on
Email
it.
your address,
I get
yeah.
slapped by TJ.
Have him email his address.
Yeah, have him
himself.
email your address. I was going to say have him email your address. That's so funny. All right, send it on the next one.
Kiana Brown.
Kiana Brown, what's going down? Look around. You have won, you guessed it, another sticker pack. Hey, Hey, man, you gotta have fun with it.
I think
all right?
he's.
We're out here living our best life.
You're so close, TG. You've got
You're
6 more
doing great,
minutes.
T. You're doing
6
great,
more
buddy.
minutes.
You're doing really, really good.
Oh.
6 more minutes. Hold on.
Oh, it's a dry. It's
Where's it say?
into the trash.
It says 28.
20, 28, 20.
2020. We need 180 more unique donors, guys. We need to push for this. We can do it. I believe in us. Bob is on a whole nother level. No, Bob is on Jocko. So that's what that is.
There's a pile.
Yeah, I have a pile of crushed Jockos over here that I've just been destroying bit by bit. Send me on the next one, Britt.
Richard Lovett.
Richard, love it. You have grabbed a brand new copy of The Compound Effect. Jumpstart your income.
I'm reading that book
your
right now.
life, and your success. Right here. This is a great book. This is one of the Refuge books
Yep.
of the month that we read. Lauren is learning how to compound her life right now.
It's about making those little consistent changes in your life and how it's not an instant fix, but it will pay off in the long
Let him
run.
read the book, Lauren.
Sorry, it was just a synopsis.
Good work.
You could read that on the back of the cover. Like,
She just gave away the whole thing.
Jason Howard, bless you.
Yeah.
Want you all to know how much we love you guys and gals and appreciate all that you do.
Bless you, bro. That's so kind.
BD Firebird, bless you.
Dude.
Thank you.
3480 from the body in Indiana. Bless
Praise
you,
God.
bro.
That's why it went up so quick.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Wow.
Well, just so you're aware, we're not a stranger to Indiana with the work that we do. So, thank you.
Wow. That's so humbling, guys. It really is.
You know, looking at the numbers of the viewers on the various channels all on this here live stream, if everyone got one more unique freaking, this is roughly 3 unique donors for each person on the live stream.
Yep.
If everyone got one more, that'd push us
Everybody
way
got
over
one
3K.
more. If everybody got one more unique donor right now, if everybody did it right now, if you found one more unique donor, we would hit the 3K mark.
We
Guys,
blow past it.
we would blow past the 3K mark if everybody did it, right? We gotta push. You guys can do it. Bob, we'll be taking a Nazarite vow after the event for not drinking any Jocko. Yeah, probably, actually, for the sake of my stomach.
Silverback, I'm not stressed. I'm just here.
KO.
this is a very long time to talk.
I've also got to talk for at least 2 more hours today.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm trying to cover that ground.
You're doing
You know,
great.
I'm out here.
doing great.
Bob's been talking for 24 hours.
Yeah, hey man, we got this, dude. We can do. I could probably do 24, but I don't want to do 24.
I don't know the rest of us can do 20. Probably could.
I don't
but-
think the damn rectangles can do 24.
Tommy, what you got to do is go in the dedication line, put live stream, brother. Put live stream. That's what you got to do. Donate it. Keep it up. Hope the Lord does great work through y'all. Bless you, bro. Bless you for that. That is awesome. Thank you for giving us somewhere to tithe that we can trust in doing y'all's work. Love y'all big. Just tithe for this week and praise y'all. I was able to have extra to tithe for the match. Dude, that is awesome, JW Electrician. You are so kind. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for, supporting something like Kaleb House. We're with you in this support for that organization. We think that they absolutely deserve it. We know they do. And there's fruit there, right? We're supposed to be fruit inspectors, and we see actual fruit. They've had graduates through their program now. That's so dope.
Tell them to go to the Facebook, the new Kaleb House Facebook, share all the graphics and the live streams.
That's a great word. Definitely go over to the Facebook and all the socials right now. Share all the graphics, guys. Share it out to every platform. We want to just overwhelm social media with Kaleb House info and graphics because a lot of people don't want to talk about what's happening in the U.S., but that's our job. It's our responsibility. That's why we're here today. We're having a tough conversation regardless of what anyone wants to say. Give me another one, Britt.
Ryan Purvis.
Ryan Purvis.
Ryan Purvis gets that scope.
Boom, there it is. It has been spoken. Ryan Purvis gets that scope. This optic right here is coming to you, Ryan. This is a bad mamma jammin' 6x12?
It's a 6 to 18.
6 to 18. 6 to 18 optic straight off of the Bears AR-10.
Let me tell you about Ryan Purvis. If it's the same Ryan Purvis. Ryan Purvis plays guitar, and he's good at it. He plays in worship bands. And I was at his house one time, and we were talking about what's our favorite worship song, because I play drums. And I was telling him I really enjoy playing The Great I Am. the old school track, not the new one that's been all radioed up. Not a fan. And there was somebody there who was having a moment of unbelief. And my son was there. He was swimming in the pool. He was young at the time. And my son came up out of the pool on shaky legs. And he said, "Dad, I don't feel so good," and started collapsing. So I jumped up out of the patio chair I was sitting in and I caught him. And I could tell this was not physical. And I'm holding my son in my arms. And I said, "Buddy, are you the only one in there?" And he said, "No." And he was like crying. He's like, "No, I'm not." And I watched his eyes roll into the back of his head. And so I carried him inside. I set him in the chair. I started praying over him. And I felt the Spirit say, "Rebuke." And so I did. While this is happening, another person who was there called 911. And I start rebuking. And I cast a demon out of my son, who was a young kid. And the person who was there, who was in this moment of unbelief, started just shedding tears. Shedding tears. And I turned around and I looked and I said, "Tell me this Jesus stuff is bullshit." Because that was the comment that had been made. I think this Jesus stuff is all a bunch of bullshit. And then my son collapses. And I start casting demons out of him. And I remember his eyes rolled back around front and center. And then he snapped back to life. And right after that, 4 firefighters, an EMT and a paramedic, and I think at least 1 cop, it might have been 2 cops, burst through the front door. "Where's the casualty?" And I said, "He's sitting right here." And they looked at me, and they looked at him, and they got pissed that they'd been called out on an emergency and there was nothing wrong with this kid. I said, "Let me tell you what happened." And so the paramedics start taking my son's vitals. There's nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him at all. And while they're taking his vitals, I recount to the firefighters and law enforcement what had happened. I had like 7 grown-ass men standing in that living room bawling because of the power of the name. I was like, "Yeah, tell me that's some bullshit." Wow. It was awesome. And seeing there's a lesson in this, right? Oh, you're going through some shit? You don't think that that's an opportunity to build testimony in you or in somebody else who is witnessing you going through some shit? And to this day, I firmly believe the reason the Father allowed that to happen to my 5-year-old son was because, he was like the perfect vessel. There was nothing wrong with that kid at all. Just a happy, joyous kid, healthy. It couldn't be anything but, right? You know what I mean? He didn't momentarily lose blood pressure.
Right.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. It's never happened before then. It's never happened again since then. And rebuking with the power of the name, it left. I could feel it leave. And that's what put everybody in that room into tears. And so, I know Ryan. And when you said that name, I knew that scope goes to him because there's a history there.
There you go, Ryan. Guys, this is more real than any of us want to probably admit or say. I've had demons in here recently. This is warfare, and we're in a battle.
Melkor1225 said, "Common men casting out demons. I don't know, but anything is possible with God's blessing."
Amen.
Melkor, I don't think I'm in any way uncommon, but I can tell you I've cast out dozens of demons, somewhere between 50 and 100. And I can tell you that should be common.
Yeah.
But most believers, let alone most men, are pussified. And they cannot or will not wield the name of Messiah with the power and authority that it deserves. They'd rather stand by and watch somebody go through some shit than step up to the plate and do something about it.
Well, and he gave us that authority. Remember, he said, you will do all of these things and greater. Right?
Yep.
In my name.
Well, he set the example of what can be done with a common man when he started pulling fishermen off the beach.
Amen.
Oh.
Amen.
Were the disciples not common men? Dude, holy smokes.
That's a great point.
Have faith in your Elohim, brother. It seems like maybe you're struggling with what Yah can do in you.
Yep.
Maybe you need to have faith that you are fearfully and wonderfully created. It's not you. It's not you that's doing anything. Yeah, you're common, but you're a common vessel with an uncommon spirit inside of you through the Messiah.
It's not the man that makes or breaks that situation. It's the Father, the creator of man. And it's the willingness of the man to be indwelt, even if temporarily, by all that power and authority to be wielded for good that allows one to overcome a situation like that.
Melkor, you said, I mean no disrespect, but this does not rely on my beliefs, it's only precept of apostolic authority. Well, my friend, I say to you that you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Exodus 19:6, in reference to Yisrael, which you, through Yeshua, have been grafted into that tree. I implore you, go read Romans, right? Because it talks directly about that. So if you are in the tree, you will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Are we not sons of the Most High Yahweh our Elohim, right? Are we not grafted into that with him?
Not only that, of all the priests and the pastors and the rabbis that I've met over the last 40 years of my life, there is more power and authority in the name, i.e. willingness to step into that burden of responsibility in a single man in this room than in all of the priests and pastors and rabbis and bishops that I've met put together thus far. Just because you have a robe or the tefillin or the long ass zitziot or you stand behind a podium doesn't make you a conduit, and it does not make you a man of Elohim. You shall know them by their fruits, right? You say you have faith, I will show me your faith by your works. And so all of that power and authority is your birthright as a son of Elohim, because you will be made a nation of kings, a nation of priests, a holy nation set apart unto Yahweh your Elohim. And the moment there is no man comes to the Father but through me, the moment you put an intercessor other than the Messiah in between you and the Father, you have fucked up royally, regardless of what your doctrines and dogmas might say.
And like we talked about this a little bit earlier, Malcor, I don't want you to think that you're getting attacked here, bro, because so Yeshua, Jesus, right? He was in the desert when Satan came and attacked him. He used the word. He twisted the word. He manipulated the word, right? So the fact that you have false doctrine through manipulated word, it's just not true. You have more authority. You can be that. What do you think Messiah was telling you to do when he said go through all the nations, right? And why did you need to bring another person with you? You needed a second witness.
2 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Right, and with that, if you're going to cast a demon out, you need a second witness. You need a second witness because by all things, right? By all, you need 2 or 3 witnesses for a matter to be established, right?
Yep.
And you know, I'm not trying to come at you, but understand right now, guys, we live in a world where the majority will be misled. Read that book. The final book tells you, read Thessalonians, read all of the New Testament and all of the Old Testament, and it will tell you that in this age there will be a great deception. Okay? And if you're not working for the kingdom, but you say that you're for the kingdom, that means that you're lukewarm.
If the station of priest is what vests holy authority into someone, why have I spent years targeting priests with Kaleb House?
Right.
Somebody explain that one to me.
Yeah. That's a good word.
Just because you wear the mantle doesn't mean you embody the authority.
Which is biblical too. Will a demon destroy a demon? No. No, a demon won't destroy a demon.
It's a good place to end it.
It's 4:09, guys. That's what we got for the stream. We got final numbers for all the people who are wondering over there, admins.
Do you have any final numbers?
They're
Final numbers. I don't know. They're laughing about something.
Fighting each other on the same spreadsheet.
They're fighting each
Are
other.
you trying to edit the same spreadsheet in real time between the two of you?
Yes.
Nerds.
But I deleted his.
Can we agree on a number?
May God bless you in your team's efforts to end this horrible tragedy known as child trafficking. Yeah, it's going to end. Yeshua's going to come back. That's how it works. But in the meantime, is the work not worth doing? Every day it's worth it. I hope that different cards and names count as unique. I'm donating my name of my kids with different accounts. Medic Mouse, bless you, bro. That is so amazing. Shalom, everyone. Thank you for your words. Praise God. Melkor, praise God for you, bro. I just implore you. Melkor, I'd love for you to email in. I'd love to send you some stuff, man. Maybe we could do a pen pal thing, talk a little bit deeper. I'd love to send you a set of zeet seats instead of the scripture. Maybe read a different translation of the word. It's always helped me when I read a new translation and I dive in on deeper levels. Remember, guys, Father prefers his word over his own name, right? We got to constantly be seeking that word for truth. Amazing, guys. We got $28.50 for our donors. That's the final number for the live stream. $179,000 we raised. Praise Yah.
Praise God.
That is unbelievable. Right now with our donor match, that puts us over $200,000.
It's $218,000. Praise God.
Bro.
It's not over till tomorrow night?
And it's not over till tomorrow night.
It's
sundown.
not over. Keep sharing it. Keep sharing it. Send it to everybody. Send it to every influencer that you want to talk about this. Send this to them. Say, hey, if you want me to keep following you, send this. What was that?
Be bold.
Be bold. Be bold. The spirit of Elohim gave you not one of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Bless you all. Seriously. Shalom. That's what I got. Send it. End it.
Thank you guys and girls.